Yeah, a little bit caught up. Oh, hang on, shoo, steady on. Where's that even coming from? All right, there. All right, let me just get this on. Where are we going? This is really weird because that's not a mirror. Like, you needed to know that, but I have to sort of blag it because if I look at it, I think it's a mirror. And knowing it isn't a mirror, but your mind plays tricks on you, people. Your mind plays tricks on you, but I think I can pull off an ascot. We've all done it. Here we go. I tell you, Mr. Hands has pulled off an ascot or two. Killed him in the end, didn't it? Imagine being his kids at school. I mean, when my mother told me she was going to be a dinner lady, I was like, what school? I was at secondary school. She went, your secondary school. I went, nah. I'm really angry and scared. I was like, no. That is not happening. Because that wouldn't have worked. That would not have worked at all. That would have been an absolute catastrophe. He's done an absolutely superb job on the barnet. Got to give the fella credit. He's a very good hairdresser. When you've got so little to work with, he's done an absolute treat. I think we'll open that. Is Lulu in? There you go, darling. Right. All right there. Oh, no chill streams, no call-ins, none of this laying back lark. Look, the boy Thompson's back on the firm. He doesn't go. Look, there you go. Now, Packer's Mrs. Picard, who's a scrub. She's a dinner lady, but primary school acceptable, totally acceptable. Got to turn the fan up. What? Oh, the neighbours love it. Totally acceptable. When your mum's a dinner lady, speak of the devil. Well, he's a little bloke with a pointy tail and a trident. That's fine. Hello, Dillich. I am wearing it's not a skirt. Oh, good Lord. You tell that to a Scotsman. It's a crama. It's traditional Cambodian wear. With me new and Lingwood cravat and my bespoke shirt, I am repping, I think that's the word the kids use. I am repping both the English heritage and my newfound Khmer existence. I'm moving them one at a time. Hello, Jack. Good to see you, son. Packer, thanks for opening the doors of Griff Station. I'll keep it brief. Entropy up there, super chat down there. There you go. Will says, no, it's a skirt. Well, if it's a skirt, if you want to call it a skirt, it probably says more about you than me, but, crack on. It's, being an adult, I've stopped caring what people say about me. Right, let me get a little bit more light on the subject because I'm looking very good. I'm looking very well. I was talking to a couple of my mates the other day, and they're my age, right? They're my age, and I haven't really looked after. I have. Hello, Jays. Good to see you repping Twitch over there. Nice one. Hello, Brian. I do like it. When it's a late stream and people who can't usually get it or get here on the regs turn up. How are you, Brian? God made man, but he used a monkey to do it. God made a monkey out of you. That sounds like a rock and roll lyric. Ragnar says, me and Ian Marr both wear skirts. Yeah, I had a kilt made for me. I had a beautiful kilt made for me. About 6 meters of material. It was lovely. Nice big belt as well. It wasn't a tartan. I thought that's pushing it a little bit. I mean, I know there is some sort of desperate English tartan, but it was just a nice dark green. I used to wear that I used to wear it like this. I used to wear my kilt with a pair of white socks and a pair of nice red boots, a shirt and a cravat. Although having it open that much, it's not really working. But, we'll work with it. Hello, Pags. Nice to see you. Megs says, fucking amazing. Nice one, Meganesia. Hello, Zen. There you go. It's like getting your rice served in half a pineapple, isn't it? it's look, we're eating Thai. No, it's rice with pineapple, and all the Thais do is make rice, and they make anything but put pineapple and rice in it and call it Thai. I tell you what, real Thai food. Hello, Boris. He loves a can of kilt. Got the totally untropical taste. There's a second pun in there, Boris. I'm going to give you 5 to 10 minutes to work it out. But I reckon there's a second pun in the second part of that. There's got to be, haven't there? There's got to be. I love a can of lilt. It's got that totally tropical waste. There you go, something like that. Hello, Ozmeister. The riff-raffering, the oi ploy. My boy Tom says buffering really bad where I am at the moment. I don't think anyone else has got any of that problem, so maybe just you. I don't know. Someone will tell us. He's asking, hello, Lee. Lee's asking Zen if he saw the fake art dealer on Atwood. Hello, Tim. Good to see you there. Herbaderbs on the Thermoderms. Varts. They're very quiet, Varts. Let me turn that up and let me do some manual Varts, because that's not fair. That's 2 donations. I like the early doors donations. They fill me with energy and confidence. Vart. There you go. That was a loud one. Here. Let me do. I'll do an ultra Vart, seeing as it's the Wednesday Super Stream Mega Clip Ultra Memes Splendid Wonderland. There you go. That was for Planet X, Anglo, and Picard. Nice one, all 3 of you. Now, there's Planet X's. For the grift, hoit to that, Planet X, hoit to that. Hello, Vesper Check. He's telling my boy Tom it's his end. Will says Boris is giving BLM based legal mindset. You know, the old law tube has exploded, obviously. Now, quite an interesting point, actually. Do you remember when Dan the Iconoclast, hang on, I'm going to share the link in my little private group. He swears he'll come on one day, but he doesn't. But it's always worth it. It's become more of a joke than anything. Oh, hi, Dan. And Hugh's in there, but, you know, I'm not, Hugh ain't ever coming on the internet again. But there's always half a chance, Dan will. So, well, when I say half a chance, I mean about 1 in a zillion. There you go, dropped it in. But it was Dan that was saying that someone's on the firm. I reckon that's Jack London and all. He's on the firm. He's on the firm. London's on the firm. He's on the firm. I should really work out the chords to that. Or a variation of it. Next time. Jack is on the firm, he's on the farm. Jack is on the firm, he's on the farm. Anyone wants to work the chords out to that? That would be well handy. Look at that, 21 months of scrub. That shows tremendous. Well, I'll tell you what it shows, actually, jokes aside, scrubbage aside, generosity. Because I did diazepam myself into oblivion during that. I haven't done a private stream for God knows how long. So that means the world, Jack. Nice one. And I know it's not just you, but nice one. Nice one. Hello, Aramas. Nice to see you. Booyah, Meganesa. Why was that so quiet? Yeah, Ryan. I don't know why some are loud, some not so loud. Appreciated, Ryan. Yankee dollars for you, Pip Pip. I don't know what Pip Pip is. My boy Tom says it's fucking rough today. Hello, Jessica. Nice to see you. Hello, Rags. Emma G. Jack says, we've all been on a benzo blowout Dangerfield. Still we rise. Yeah, it was a bit risky though, wasn't it? I mean, some people, not all of us rise. I was in an NA meeting once part of the funny part of this story is that another donation there. Lee says, Grifter! Grifter! Nice one, Lee. Someone just said something that Osmeister says, the song Get It Out is brilliant and I'm hard to please. Yeah, it's a good tune, isn't it? First take. The only thing we put on that was the little Paul McCartney, and that's what it is, just a lap tapping rhythm afterwards. I'll tell you what I've done. I'll play it to you. This is the magic of Mumford, right? I think we're in tune. That'll do. So I think I went in with something like, oh, hang on. Oh. Oh, not that one. You get the idea though, so you came in my dreams, kissed me, loved me, tears of a baby roll down your cheek. Your eyes are wide. So that's just the very basic melody, just a C, but fucking around with a little finger and then dropping out the middle, the first finger, and then to a F major. And so I said, have you got that? And this is, I'm not joking, this is how good Baldy G is. So I played in that. I went, have you got it? He went, yeah, I've got it. And then I said, and then it's just verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. There's no intro or nothing. He went, all right. I said, no middle eight. He went, all right. And I went, go on then. And that's when he went, just beautiful. And I was like, and then I just sung. And when it was finished, I went, that's it. He went, yeah, it was good, wasn't it? I said, yeah. He said, bit croaky, mate. He said, have you got some kind of drug problem? It was a joke, obviously, because I had some kind of drug problem. It appears I've got some kind of leg problem as well. Are you meant to have holes in your leg? Vart. I think I missed a Vart too. Entropy's up there. Oh, Packers sent one from, he says, John Francis couldn't stay today, Chris, so we are carrying the torch for him. I have to show that because you've done it on the old JF. I think I've just discovered a hole in my leg. It's been there a while. It's weird when you get old. If I'd have found that hole in my leg when I was a youngster, I'd have thought, nah, hole in my leg, be all right. But since I reached a big 5-0, it's like, hole in your leg, dead. Probably dead. That's probably the start of them chopping your leg off. What are you going to do then? Probably why God gave you two. Oh, no, I pressed the wrong button. I didn't mean to do that. Hang on a minute. I've got to show you this because I don't know whether Picard copied and pasted it, but he's done an absolutely glorious impression of the Francis. There you go. John Francis couldn't stay today, quiz, so we are carrying that torch for him. It's excellent. Nice one, Picard. Nice one, John Francis. I'm not quite sure who to thank. But nice one, Osmeister. Glad you like that song. I like that song especially. I like that song. Meganesia, can I tell you something for nothing? Yeah, anytime. I try and put other people's messages in the chat. Is that what you meant? I don't know. Thank you, Megs. John Ben. Colt. There you go. Everyone's repping John. Thank you, Lulu. Vartentation. Vartenation. I will meet you at Varting Station. Can I have the tabs for it? they were never written down. I can tell you what I just done then, but what Mumford plays, that was never written down. You'll either have to listen to it and learn it, or just those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords I just gave you. That's it. And then you can just work around it. Because you're an OG, I'll just play it. I won't play it again. Look, so C. So it opens on a C with your little finger on the 3rd fret at the top E. You came in off that, then C, my dream. Then the little finger goes on the B, 3rd fret. You came in my dream. That's a C. Back on the little finger. Kiss me. Then remove the index finger. Love me. Then back to the C. Then I repeat. Tears of a baby roll down your cheek. Then F sharp, F major, your eyes are wide. Rinse and repeat. But obviously, Mumford, sitting in his bedroom doing that for 20 years, does it, shall we say, somewhat better. That's how we wrote all our songs. I'd turn up with a melody and the lyrics. I'd put all the silly sound effects on, and Ed do all the real music. So there you go. No, that's one guitar. He's playing one guitar. Yeah, it's something else, isn't it? He's incredible. He's an incredible musician. Will wants to know when the show starts. Well, Mrs. is out at her sister's birthday, so at some point she's going to stumble through that door, shit-faced, not quite understanding that how YouTube works, probably want my attention. Then when I don't give it to her, get angry, and then go and get in a narc, and then I'll just go in there and go, "You look like you're sleeping. You look like you're sleeping." And then just gently just push your head to the pillow. I don't mean like, get down. Just gently stay awake. But the more you try, the harder it is. And then gone. Now, while I joke, I have successfully hypnotized many people like that. It's easy. It's easy. You've got to do it with conviction. Hypnosis doesn't exist as a thing. All hypnosis is people will respond to your suggestions if you've got the conviction that they will respond to your suggestions. You know, I had that bloke Dave on here, the bloke I was in rehab with, the old lad. He come on. He won't like me calling him the old lad. He's only a couple of years older than me, but he does look like he could be my granddad. But hello, Dave, if you're watching. I wouldn't say that if I was in the same room with him. Not because they'd hit me or anything, but because he farts a lot. But, jokes. There was a man called Arlie, he farts a lot. But there was a woman there called, what was her name? Liz, I think. And she was past it. She drunk herself into oblivion. She was an old woman. It weren't Liz. I'm thinking of Brass Liz. I can't remember her name, but we played Pictionary on Friday afternoon, fun period. You know what? I've realised that hole in my leg is actually where I lean my calf muscle. See that there? Can you see it? There's my old leg trick. There's my old leg trick. Oh, who's bought this leg round? I've got a spare leg if anyone wants it. It's where I lean it against the arm of the chair when I'm streaming. So I'll stop doing that. Because it's causing me to have holes in my leg. What was her name? Anyway, we were playing Pictionary and she didn't, take a card. And so she was like, I've got a little chicken in Boosbury. And everyone's like, no, take a card. So she took a card, didn't look at it. Then it was like, you've got to draw it. And we had like one of those big pads and a marker. And she just done loads of a psychotic, lost it, wet brain, just circles. All that she could do was just circles. And before anyone started guessing, she just turned around and went, "My new house." And, it was like, yeah, well done. Just sit down. But we were sharing a house with her. And, of course, when you've got a few lads around at night, it's a bit like, "Oh, go to bed, old lady, you're crankers." Like, she come in once with 2 eggs and some bread. She cracked the top of a boiled egg and just poured a raw egg on. She thought they were cooked because she was mental. I went into the kitchen and a pan of water was just cold. She put it in the pan, like done a 360 and thought, "Oh, they must be cooked now. I'll just take them out." And it was like, "Oh, you can't eat that." And she's going, "No, it's nice." Well, it was all just dripping down her. And so after about the second night, me and Dave used to hypnotize her to sleep just to get a shot of her. She'd be on the sofa and it would be like, getting to 8 o'clock. We just wanted to watch a film, the sort of film you weren't meant to watch in rehab. Or, just like, it's a bit weird. It's hard to explain, but when you're in residential rehab, any conversations you have get reported back. There's always spies, or there's always people in the house who don't like you, and they in group the next day they go, "I just want to say that Chris was really controlling in the house last night." You're like, "What?" "No, I wasn't. You weren't even there." "Hang on." "Well, I've heard you were." And it's like, fuck off. So we used to go up to her and go, "You look tired. Are you tired?" "I'm feeling tired. The more I fight it, though, it's hard, isn't it?" Then hand on her shoulder, just sort of pushing her gently, just to the side. "Yeah, I'm like you. It's so hot, isn't it? It's warm. Just makes you want to sleep." Stoners are easy prey with it as well. Men are easier than women as well. I suppose because the women I've tried to hypnotise have already hypnotised me, and they're not going to go to sleep because they've got some. They got the goods coming. Know what I mean? It's a sex joke. I'm suggesting that I'm attractive. Great stuff. Okay, who else is in here? Oh, where do you go to, my lovely, when you're not inside my head? It's sort of a good song, but it's sort of cack as well. And the pain, it's all right though. And you're friends with the Aga Khan. Yes, you are. No, you can't do that in a song. The painting you stole from Picasso. No, you ruined it with that. No, it really is Vesper Check. There's no doubt about it. Hello, Andrew. Good to see you. Talking to me, John. Talking to me, son. Hello, Marzipan. Did Jess just say holes in your groin? I think she did. Pizzle's bloody knackered. It's hard work, though, grafting, innit? I've had it all over the place, to be honest with you. Lulu, you little lovely. Would you rather pee out a marble or poo out a bowling ball? All right. Pee out a marble. Pee out a marble. Yeah. I think I've got the girth to handle it. And then a little bit of pain meds. I reckon you'd survive that, because people piss out stones that ain't that far off the marble, but shitting out a bowling ball, you ain't ever recovering. No. You ain't ever recovering. You're leaving like a red-brown line wherever you go for the 2 months you survive after ejection. No. That's an easy one. There you go. Pass it on to the little. Well, don't actually, because it's vulgar. Right, where are we? Let me just make sure. Well, there's 94 people in now, so I'm a little bit. Look at Picard keeping John Francis going in the chat. Shit-faced. I sent an email to. Are you there, Ray? Racism? No, Race Realist. That's the one. Hello, Ray. Sometimes you're lurking. I pinged that email. If you're not watching, this is pointless. But when you were last here, I said to you that I drafted an email. But I redrafted it because I obviously saw you. I sent an email to Moslab, told him we're all thinking about him. I sent an email to Tech Roach telling him we're all thinking about him. I don't expect responses. They're both very busy, but I think it's fair to say we are all thinking about them. And, you know, I don't have to clear that with you, I don't think. If anyone doesn't want me, if anyone wants excluding from such things, let me know. I'll ban you. Hello, unloved Otto. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that. Absolutely, Ryan. You're absolutely right. I bought. There's the Stage Hypnotist Bible. I can't remember what it's called. It cost me about 70 quid, and I was only about 22. And I remember thinking, you know, this is pre-Derren Brown. You've got to remember that. And I used to be into conjuring. I got sexually abused by a magician, which took the edge off it slightly. But I used to go to all the conventions and that. And I got in with a couple of magicians called Urban Magic. Let me tell you this little story. I've got loads of memes. I've got about an hour's worth of clippage. Massive respects to Ragnar and Kevin Keener for the rags, for the clips and the memes. There's a few of mine in there, of course, but those two are excellent. Jack London drops a few in as well. But listen to this. So I got in with these two lads called Urban Magic, and they're not anymore. They were professional magicians. You know, they'd go and do weddings. It's a fucking hard gig, weddings. Table hopping, you know, you go to a table because people want to chat and eat their food. And when a magician turns up, you think, oh, don't pick a card. What card? So they had to turn up. Give me your spoon, your actual dessert spoon. Bird. Oh, I bent it. Yeah. And they used to bend a wine glass. Can I just have your wine glass? I'll finish that for you, mate. And by the time it's put down, bent. Really cool. You know, you can't be a professional doing that kind of gig, you know, and charging a fortune for it unless you're excellent. You can't turn up and go, pick a card, any card. People are going to go, all right, how about fuck off? So they were good dudes, and they used to take me to like magic conventions and that. And we made good friends. I still talk to one of them today, Mikey, his name. He's a lovely bloke. And he said to me, I want to show you a trick, because I used to do corporate events, right? I will get back to the hypnotism and I'll get onto the memes and clips. But they used to do corporate events. Now, I'm talking like Audi, you know, big events. And you only get those gigs by proving that you're good. And he said to me, I'm going to show you how we get gigs at Audi. Because you do a gig at Audi, you charge $5,000 for the night, plus expenses. So your travel there, your hotel in central London, and $5,000 each. He said, I'll show you how we get those gigs. So anyway, I said, all right then, well, let us know next time I see you or whatever. And then I get a package through the, I think I have told this before, but it's going back about 5 years. I get a package, a little parcel through the post. And I open it up, and it's another envelope inside, and it says, Chris, do not open. Call me when you receive this pack. And there's a pack of cards in there. So I call him. I go, oi. I've got a pack of cards here you sent me. He says, you haven't opened them, have you? I said, no. He said, right, this is what we send out to bookers, you know, people who get us our corporate gigs. This is the trick we send out. I thought I'd show you it. He said, you can do a riffle shuffle, can't you? And a riffle shuffle, cut the pack in two. And because he knew I was a magician, he knew I could do a fucking riffle shuffle. I said, yeah. He said, okay, open the pack. I went, right. He went, give him a riffle shuffle. So he went, give him another riffle shuffle. Went, right, now put them on the table in front of you. So I put them on the table in front of me. He went, all right then. He said, put your hand on the top of the pack. So I did. Now, even though I'm a magician, I know you don't have to do all this. I play along. I'm imagining I'm the booker for Audi or whoever. And he went, oh, no, hang on. Oh, no, that's right. No, he went, now lay the first card at the 12 o'clock position, the second card at the 3 o'clock, third card at the 6, and the fourth at the 9. Then put the rest of them on the side. So I did that. And then he said, put your hand over the one at the 12 o'clock position. So I'd done that. He went, 3 of clubs. And I turned it over. and it was the 3 of clubs. Now, that's impossible. That's impossible, right? That's impossible. And I went fucking mental because that is impossible. They were, I'll tell you now, they weren't a rigged deck. They were a normal deck. They weren't all the 3 of clubs. And he's in Bristol and I'm in London when he called me. And then he went, right, now go. He was cool as ice. He went, right, now go to the card at number 3. I went, all right then. He went, Jack of Hearts. Turned it over, Jack of Hearts. I was just, and then he'd gone down to number 6, and I think he got the number right, but the suit wrong, and then he got the last one as well. And he said, and that is what we send to clients with a little business card to say, and then we ring them and we say, if you want to book us, ring us. And that was one of the things they'd done. And he said to me, I'm going to give you 5 days to work out how to do it. And I did work out how it was done. Now, I'm not going to tell you that now, but I'm sure some of you can. And if any of you can, I'll tell you if you've got it right. But it was amazing. Anyway, so we've gone to this magic convention. I got Gail. Remember Gail from the Crack Diaries? I got her Ali Bongo's autograph because I knew she didn't give a shit about Ali Bongo. Ali Bongo was the magic advisor for the Paul Daniels show. Anyway, so I've got this at this magic convention. I got this book. I can't remember what it's called. It's something like the Stage Hypnotist Bible. Big old book like that. And I said to Mikey, who's part of this urban magic crew, I wonder if they've still got a website up, because I know that one of them, Vern, doesn't do it anymore. I think we might be able to get their, I bet their ident's still up on the internet. Terrible marketing because they use magic with a C and a K. So hard to find. But I bet their ident's still up. It was quite cool. Oh, here we go. No. They've been pushed well down by lesbians and feminists. What a terrible shame. Anyway, and I said to him, because they knew Darren Brown, because they lived in Bristol, and Darren was doing at that time, Darren was just a professional magician who'd do parties. And I think Darren Brown done Mikey's birthday party. That's how he met him. And I said, is this kosher or steady? And he went, yeah. He went, that's the book. That's the one, Now, you know what I mean like that, don't you? Like there's a card book called Expert Card Technique, and it's the book on card conjuring, There's plenty of card magic books. Harry Lorraine's book is the book on memory tricks. There's the Bibles. I can't remember his name, which is ironic, but Tony Corinda. Tony Corinda's 13 Steps to Mentalism is the Bible of mentalism. If you're interested in mentalism and the sort of stuff that Darren Brown gets, check out Tony Corinda's 13 Steps to Mentalism. I warn you now, it'll ruin it all for you. Because even Darren Brown, these tricks are hundreds of years old. It's just different presentation. They're tricks. He can't mind read you at all. And so I've got this book, this book on hypnotism, and I got home and I was reading it, and I was thinking, there's something wrong here. Because he's not quite telling me what hypnotism is. And I've realized that it's one of those books that's almost hypnotizing you when you read it. And because he does stage hypnotism for a living, and he knows he's got all the world's stage hypnotists, it's their jobs. He doesn't want to come clean with the fact that basically hypnotism is saying to someone, I'll give you a mask to wear if you want to fuck about and not be yourself for a while. And a lot of people don't want to be themselves for a while. You'll find that extroverts don't hypnotize very well because they don't need it. You know, I'll jump up and down on the table and do an head spin. It's nothing. But quiet people, they love it. I'll give you a mask. You've got no shame or guilt, whatever you do, because you're hypnotized. And when you see something like a hypnotist on telly and he's got his 7 people up there, they don't tell you that he probably got the whole audience to do the early inductions. There's a very quick induction where you put your hands together, and then the hypnotist sort of just takes you through this induction, sort of saying, just concentrate, hear my voice, relax, it's just a sleep, you're going to feel good, all these sort of positive, relaxing, you're going to be safe, and because you're a hypnotist and they've paid to see you, there's a bit of social proof there, you've paid, there's a bit of financial proof there, you trust that this bloke can do it. And then they'll sort of say, but wait, you'll realize you can't pull your hands apart. And the more you try, the harder it is. Really try, but you can't do it. Some people are just like, and he goes, if you have pulled your hands apart, just sit down, and they'll say something like, let the relaxed people, let the calm people enjoy the experience. Basically saying to everyone else, no, you're calm, you're relaxed. Let the successful people get on with it. And then he'll go around to those individually and he'll check them out and he'll work out their class. Working class people, better. This is just a fact. And I know this from speaking to the likes of Darren Brown at Ivan Masso's party. Drop those names, boom, 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 boom. And then you round that down to 7 people out of 500. You've got the 5 people who are the most suggestible. After that, it's a piece of piss. After that, it's absolutely nothing. They're desperate. They're desperate to be hypnotized. And now that isn't to say that it doesn't have a value. That isn't to say that it doesn't have a value at all. There's a Darren Brown show where he gets someone to shoot. I can't remember the fella's name. I can't remember, the gay actor, good chap actually, but he gets him to shoot him, and if you watch it, it's not actually that convincing. He's playing along, but there is an argument, there is a debate to be had. What isn't playing along? What is playing along? But anyway, this book on hypnotism basically explained to me that you're just getting people to play along, which is a bit of a weird blag, and you feel a bit cheated. And it took me right back when I first got into magic after the abuse. I'd have to save up my pocket money, go up to Alan Allen's on Southampton Row and Davenport's in Charing Cross and buy like a thumb tip, which is a classic trick, or an invisible deck, which is a must-have trick and actually fantastic. But when they demonstrate it to you in the shop, you think you're going to work miracles with it. But it's just a trick. And when you get it home and find out how it's done, you think, no, that can't be what he showed me. This is bullshit. But then because you're a child, you don't realize there's 20 years presentation. There's 20 years patter. There's all the NLP that goes into it. There's all the rapport that goes into it. So, you'll often see magicians when they're doing basic pick a card routines. You'll see them sort of saying, go back to the house you were born in. Imagine you're in that house, blah blah blah, and it just gives it a more emotional, a more profound link to actually just pick a card. Here's your card. So, and the big one for me was the linking rings. My mate had a birthday at Wimpy or so. I think it was actually Huckleberries. Huckleberries was a burger chain that arrived in Dartford and 4 months later disappeared. But he had his birthday there, and they had a magician, and they called my mate on stage, and it was the 4-ring routine. And he gave my mate, he'd already opened them up, showed them all individually, linked them, showed all 4 together, separated them, and he gave my mate 2 linked together. And I was in the front row going, do this, do that, pull them, twist them. And the magician just went 1, 2, 3, and he linked his, and my mate was like, and then he went 1, 2, 3, and they come open. And I used to stay up at night. I was about 10 years old. I used to stay up at night thinking it's got to be some kind of chemical, or it's got to be some kind of like a latch system, or something. But then I was doing like an Occam's razor, but I couldn't go the full razor. Never go full razor. And of course, when I finally got the money together and I've marched into Alan Allen's and I went, right, set of 4 linking rings, please. And he gave them to me. I couldn't wait. On the train home, Charing Cross, open them up, get them out. And one of them has got a hole in it about 3/4 of an inch, right? And I thought, you fucker. And I knew Alan Allen, the escape artist who run that shop. And I thought, he knows me, because I used to stay there all day every Saturday, just pestering them, because I couldn't afford many tricks. I just used to hang around in there and watch magicians. And I thought, why didn't he sell me a professional set? This must be some sort of kids set or something. And I remember talking to someone else, and he said, no, that's how it's done. How else did you think it would be? You can't put metal through metal. And then slowly I learned about the misdirection. And I'll tell you what, when you're 11 years old and you get that out at a family party and absolutely blow their minds. But that feeling of being conned, that feeling of... And the worst thing about being into conjuring is I got into conjuring because it amazed me. Absolutely amazed me. And then you get into it and the wonder disappears because it's just tricks. There's a brilliant Darren Brown routine where he goes up to these blokes in an arcade, and he says, I'll tell you what, he says, put this is a $1. He says, you put your hands behind your back, put it in either hand, and I'll tell you what hand it's in. I'll get it 5 out of 5 times. If I get it wrong once, I'll give you 20 quid. And the bloke goes, all right. And so the bloke puts it behind his hand, does this, and Darren Brown sort of says, right, okay, there you go. You slightly twitched your eye. It's in that hand. Correct. Tries it again. He says, right, now the thing is, are you going to stick with the same hand, or are you going to change it? But then are you thinking it's obvious that, well, you've just told me again because I saw you, it's in that hand again. Yeah, it is. And he keeps doing this. And when he gets to the last one, he says, this time, he says, let's up the stakes. He says, I'll tell you what, not only am I going to tell you what hand it's in, I'm going to tell you whether it's, when you turn your hand over, whether it's heads or tails, okay? He says, and if I'm wrong, I'll give you 100 quid. And the bloke goes, all right then. And he does it and that. And he tells him and he gets it right. And I watched that on loop. I watched it about 1,000, probably about 50 times. And I went through all my old magic books and I've sat there and done my Occam's razor. I can do that now. I do it to the lads up at I do it to the tuk-tuk drivers and things. And they absolutely love it. And I say to them, I'll give you $20. Now, that's a day or two's wages for them. And they cannot, for the life of them, work it out. But I see the wonder in their eyes that they think I've got magic powers, because how else can you do it? But for me, the magic's gone, because it's not, I'm not seeing little tells. I know how it's done. And I'll tell you, it will, you can always do it. You can always do it. It's quite the thing. Right, I think we might be time to get on with some memery. I've been talking for 45 minutes. Like I say, the missus... Hello, Mr. Natras. Hello, Chris and Scrubs, working and lurking. Hello, Pax Max. Ryan says, the loss of mystery jading your memories and childlike enthusiasm. I don't know what that means. Have you been shooting vodka for breakfast again, Ryan? Nice to see you, though. Hello, Hightower. Broken silences on the firm. I was treated to a birthday at our local chippy. We played pass the parcel on the pavement. The thing is, I totally believe it. They were great. The 70s and 80s were brilliant. No one had anything. No one had anything. We used to go to McDonald's for birthdays, but it was only a burger. You couldn't have anything else. And I was allowed to take one friend. So 2 burgers. Mum wouldn't get one, couldn't afford it. So it was proper Willy Wonka. Do you know what I mean? Me and my mate with our burger. And, you know, you think, wow, you know, in those days, you didn't have takeaways on the regs. It was a luxury. And imagine that. As a measure of where we were in England in the 70s, it was a luxury to get a takeaway, to get a McDonald's. And you'd seen the adverts on the telly with those big buns with that lovely meat patty, all 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles and onions, all wrapped up in a sesame seed bun. Yeah, all that. And you just thought, you'd sit there salivating while you're eating your fucking salad cream sandwich, thinking, oh, Lord, give me this. Give me the glory of our culture. And then you're in there, and some African woman just goes, your birthday treat has just been shat onto your plate, and you're like, happy birthday to you too. You get back to your table and you open it, and it's almost like a figure of 8. It's like the infinity symbol burger. It's like infinitely disappointing. Do you know what I mean, though? When you look at the line, which should be the, you know, like the plimsoll line of a burger, where the 2 buns and but it's like about 3 mil, and you're thinking, there's no burger in that. And it's like an S shape. And then you realise at 11 years old, because you haven't got 20 years smoking and hard drinking ruined your taste buds, that gherkin and the fucking half a litre of ketchup and mustard inside, what the fuck is that? Scrape all that out. But it's past it then, because you never wanted mustard. Kids don't want mustard. And every time you taste it, and of course after you've had it, because it's full of toxins and disgusting, you feel sick. And then you're back in the Morris 1000 van with all my dad's paint in the back, getting a migraine on the drive home. Happy birthday. Those were the days. Oh, I'd have them again. Hello, Veturisto. Are you new in these parts? No, they really haven't got a clue, have they? They really haven't got a clue. But it was excellent. Dopey Denzel. Dopey Denzel's on the firm. He's on the firm. Denzel's on the firm. He's on the firm. Nice one, Dopey D. We do have private streams for members. I've just not been very good at it. But nice one. I appreciate the support. Will Martin says, we used to get a token in the Telford Journal to get a Big Mac in the 90s. That's it. 5 of the red bit from the Sun newspaper would get you one occasionally as well. Hello, Hooper. I tell you what. Watch this, youngsters. I know there's not many here. One in the chat, if at any point you did some kind of, like, you know, what the fella just, like what Will said, if you did one of those things to get a free burger or a free Big Mac, because they were always promoting them, weren't they? 5 of the things from the Sun, or if you collected 2 out of this, or, you know, if your mate who had a bit of money had 4 burgers and got 4 stamps, you got the 5th one free. One in the chat if you partook at some point in the late 70s, early 80s in a free burger promotion. My guess is there'll be a fair amount of ones, because that's how they established the burger in England. Hello, Rob. Love the smell of turtle. Oh, it used to do me head in, man. Zen says all kids now eat like beard meets food. I don't know what it means, but I trust you. Dopey Denzel's on the firm. She's on the firm. Dopey Denzel isn't trans. She's on the firm. Hello, Cray boy. Nice to see you, sir. Look at all those onesters. Look at that. Even in the early 90s. Well, I suppose they were still doing them. That's it, Dillitch. It was Stephen Fry that fella pretended to be hypnotised to shoot, and he didn't at all. That's right, Emrys, on the back of the bus ticket. That's it. Occasionally they do that promotion. Absolutely. Rob D, yep, green shield stamps from the co-op. That's right. My mum used to give me those, and I had a big biscuit tin, right? A big biscuit tin, and you'd have the 50p ones, you'd have the pound ones, and then like the 10p ones. And she kept saying to me, "There's not enough there yet, not enough there yet." And after about 3 years of going to the co-op, right, she finally said, "Go on then." And so you get the books. Me and my mother spent about an hour. All that fucking, what would it be? I imagine it would be, what's it called? Not guar gum. Gum Arabic, right? That was probably the most food we'd had in months, all the gum Arabic off the back of the stamps. Filled in all the books, took them round there, and she was like, and it was a stack of books like that, all filled with these stamps, 3 years worth. And she was like, "There you go, you've got £2 to spend." I thought it was going to be about 40 quid. Banksy thought Green Shield stamps tasted crap, but a dartboard, you must have had a truckload of them. Good Lord. Is it xanthan gum? It's going to be one of that lot. Xanthan, guar. I reckon it's gum Arabic, because that's the one that comes back to life when you give it a lick. Jess has just been to the co-op. Oh, they're not the places they used to be. Yeah, no, I can't. I don't eat it. I don't eat McDonald's at all. Can't stand it. Andrew, there was a bloke in Dartford. If Sally's here, Sal from Dartford, she'll know who I'm talking about. Look at everyone doing a really naughty impressions of John. I can drop a Will Self story in if you want, but you know, I'll leave it to you these days, Colt. There was a bloke in Dartford, Andrew. He was a drinker, not a heavy drinker, but he'd go out for a couple of pints every night. And he would see your B&H like tractor beams from across the room, and they'd come over and go, "Can I have your?" I can't remember what they were called. There was a name for them, wasn't there? There was a special name, and he collected thousands, and he had the book and everything. I remember being round his drum on the sulfate, and he was like, "Yeah, but you know, look, I've only got to get another 4,000. Look at that. That ain't a bad toaster, is it?" That ain't a bad toaster. I would rather not have a toaster and keep my reputation not being the bloke that ponced up the B&H rewards. I mean, you know, Amex Platinum rewards, yes. B&H 20 snout rewards, nay. I knew someone was going to go with it. I knew someone. Ryan Thompson. Will says taking heroin is like wearing a hat. There you go. There you go. Someone else has got a Will story. Marzipan shops at the co-op. Colt Python says gay Muslim. Well, exactly that, Will. Yeah, it was just birthdays for us and Christmas Eve as well. Hello, gorgeous George. My mate used to pull out one of his hairs, put it in the burger he'd eat most of. There you go. Yeah, that was a classic. That was a classic. Could you actually get a Kenwood mixer from the old B&H rewards? You'd need a skip load, surely. Surely to God. That's it, Andrew. That's it. Gratis points. They were the gratis points. The cards in the tea. Well, they were beautiful going back a while. Not so good now. Hello, Lee. There you go. Yeah, the B&H gratis were much the same as the Embassy #1. Lord knows what an egg and sausage soda is. What's that, like half a bottle of lemonade and a couple of sausages and egg? No. Right, here we go. You're all right. Lurking's good. Nice to see you, though, Lee. Ian, do you think... I don't think people actually smoked more trying to build... I don't think that actually worked. I think the symbolic relation to smoking, people have their addictions kind of dialed in, didn't they? I'm not sure people smoked more of them. Yep, I can't argue with that, Hightower. The gratis cards did make an half decent roach. It saved you a pack of snout falling apart, because once you start turning the inside of the lid out, next thing you know, snout akimbo. Hello, Matt. Good to see you. Hello, Sir Grego. Oh, okay. I see what you're getting at, Ryan. No worries. All right, Vesper check. Enjoy the dog. I shouldn't say that, Randy. You get all sorts of trouble. Right, let's get on with a bit of clippage. Hello, 42. Oh, soda bread. I thought you meant soda as in fizzy drinks. Little bit of the old Americana coming out of me there. You know. Right, I've got some. I better get on with this because I've got loads. And now, has that griff dried up ridiculously? It hasn't actually. Credit to you all. It is the grease that keeps the streams going. Yeah, but I think they're becoming back, Baz. I think all those. I think we're gonna. I think the. Out of necessity, I just think a whole generation will be watching their parents and thinking, "You've really fucked it. I don't want to be like you." Hello, Mike. Scrubber lubber. Nice to see you. It has started. GND Sparkling. Good to see you. Yo, Mr. White. We should cook, yo. Yeah, go for it if you want. Are you joking? Did you actually get enough Marlborough foil tops to get a jacket and backpack? What were you, 60 a day? You must have been 100 a day. I can't believe that. Grego tried fizzy tea. I haven't been to America. I'd love to go. I want to go and see Alan out in Appalachia. I also want to see Stephen Campbell, but I've got a little bit of a record, and I'm not talking about household. You can get a waiver, and it's been a while now, but they're really not into what I've got previous for. You know, out of all the lung cancer, but I'm a sharp dresser. There you go. Exactly that, keys to the kingdom. People don't want all that shit in their food. People don't want to have a computer going, beep, you've pressed the wrong button. Beep, they're not strawberries. Beep, press the button and someone will come. Oh, fucking hell. No, people are looking at a better quality of life. People are looking to local farm shops, you know, from fucking farm to table. And why wouldn't they? Lovely. Oh, Jessica, I'd love to go to America. I'd love to do a road trip, you know, get someone who could drive, get a load of money, fill the boot up with narcotics and weapons. Steve Cray says shagging spastics. Now, check this out. So I had an absolute legit 100% kosher cerebral palsy, actual spactual, hit me up on Twitter, and he's read 7 spastics and he loved it. He's got cerebral palsy. He's in one of those bikes that the bloke I give the sulfate and the ash to in the first story in 7 spastics. He said, I'd quite like to come on and talk to you. I said, yeah, I'd love to have you on. So we're going to get a legitimate spastic on here, and that will be interesting. Talk to him about what he made of reading that story, and talk to him about what it's like to have cerebral palsy, because I think that would be a very interesting conversation. So, yeah, I've given him my email. I'll get that sorted out and we'll get him on. And I outright had to say to him, as you're talking, you know, can you talk clearly? And that's because, you know, serious question. Because if he comes on and goes, I'll be like, yeah. So I had to ask him. Someone wrote, I think who wrote the funniest review? I will get to the clips. Let me just find this review. It was too funny. Hang on, let me just find it. It won't be too hard for me to find it. It was Anne, I think. Was it Anne? Hang on. There we go. It was Anne. Anne Colour. You there, Anne? Right. So listen to this. So you'll need... This will be OG Scrubs, to be honest with you, because there's so many hidden references in here. But if you've read Seven Spastics, right? Right, hang on. So I talk about one of the blokes in the little mobility scooter as a crappy Dalek, or it might have been the one-legged bloke. But this is what Anne said. It's so funny. I don't know if a lot of you get it. So this is what Anne said about Seven Spastics. This was a comment. Scrubtastic. Loved reading this, and I'm giggling like a beagle still at rubbish Dalek. They used to scare the shit out of me, but now I know they like to party. It's like 5 Scrubbis Doxa all in one screws. Willow says, my son, who is spastic, can't talk. Yeah, you've told us before, Willow, that you've got a spasticated son, but yeah, that's why I had to ask this fella, because that's a fair question, isn't it? There's no point getting someone on who can't talk. But I think he can. Lulu, do you talk like a spaz? No, I don't know. I think I said something like that to him. I'm not gonna treat these people any different to how I treat everyone else, because that's cuntish. They have hard enough life as it is without people fucking walking on eggshells around them. Does it take sugar? Oh, no, it's bullshit. So I had to outright ask him. Exactly that, Sir Grego. Exactly, Ryan. Bringing people together. Yeah, you know, church people. Right, let's get... She absolutely 42. Speaking fluent scrub. Kevin, if I said hello to you, I've said thanks to you. Right, anyway, let's get on. I've got so many clips. Let's get clippage. Right, let me get my headphones. Where are they? I think they're in the bag. Don't look at my willy. Don't look at the Krakatoa. My missus has been on the lash so long today, I dread to think what's going to happen when she comes in. I'm just going to find out where she is. And she might even call me to go and pick her up, which I will have to do. So this stream might take a 10-minute break, because if she's very drunk, I don't want her getting in a tuk-tuk, because that's not very nice. Oh, she's down in Bassack Lane. Oh, that's only 5 minutes. She can get her own fucking tuk-tuk. That's the spirit. Right, let me get these in. Zen Maverick thought Yosemite was beautiful. Right, a little bit of hacking. You know how it goes. I'll tell you what, I've got some brilliant clips, though. Some absolute gorge clips. Clippage. No, my Substack already is spasticated, isn't it? The latest one. Excuse me. Right. Okay. I think we should be all right with the audio now. Yep, the old danger pods. I've just got to make sure I can hear my phone, because it's not fair me telling her that I'll pick her up if she needs it and then not pick her up. I don't think she'll be coming home for a couple more hours, though. So we should be able to get this out of the way. How's married life treating you, Sir Grego? Hello, Billy. No, I haven't got a tracker on her, but I haven't. I have, because she asked me to. So she said, what happens if I lose my phone? I said, well, you can set it up so that I know where it is. And so she was like, oh, all right then. I don't think she realizes that it's always working. But, you know, I only do that sort of thing when I want to know where she is. Saying that, John's back on the firm. John, everyone's been talking like you, but with less conspiracy theories and negativity. less super tenants. Nice to see you, John. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, let's see where we're going to go first with the Clipper Armage. Buzzing. Right. Okay, so I'll tell you what I have noticed though. I watched so the trans community are going mad because Netflix. Right, listen to this. Variety. Variety. The magazine Variety. They tweeted that because Ricky Gervais in an hour's show made a couple of jokes about trans people. It said Netflix having Ricky Gervais making trans jokes just shows you that they're not on anyone's side but their own, right? Imagine tweeting that, because what they're saying is, why aren't Netflix partisan? Why aren't Netflix on the left? You know, they're outright saying that culture should be politicized. Culture should be political. Well, Netflix having Ricky Gervais making trans jokes, well, it just shows that they're not on the left. Yeah, it does show that. It does show that, yeah. Isn't that a good thing? And then there's about 20... And they quote every single joke he told about trans people. Well, if they're that damaging, if they're that hurtful, do you think tweeting them out to your 300,000 followers is going to help the situation? Or are you fucking bullshitting? Anyway... Some of these videos have got some very interesting undertones. So here's a bit from Tucker. It's quite a long video, but I cut it in half, so we won't watch all of it. But this is quite... Now, I'm going to put my hands up a bit here. So when I had my Google Home thing, do you remember that? Google Home, and I used to go, hey, Google Home, what's the time? And everyone would go, that thing's listening to you all day. And I'd say, well, they're welcome to it because, you know, I talk shit all day long to myself. Can you imagine when I'm writing? Yes, I have done so much work on my novel over the last week. What? And, oh, there's the missus. Talk to the devil. Hang on. Hello, love. Well, I'm YouTubing. Okay, but I'm doing YouTube, love. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, but love, I'm making YouTube. Oh, come off it. I do, love. Shut up. Hello, darling. Wait, look, get a lift with Bong Win. Bong. Yeah, you can bring her, can you? Bong Win. Oh my God, darling, I'm YouTubing. I cannot. I can't because. Are you going to get a tuk-tuk? Are you going to get a tuk-tuk?
No, sister coming home.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, darling. See you in a bit. Bye. Oi. Bye. Bye. Look at that. Look at that. I actually did want to go and get her then, but that's not fair, is it? You'd have had to have hung around for 10 minutes. If she gets murdered now, imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine not picking her up because I was YouTubing. Might have to get that tracker on. Now, did Anglo-Saxon drop a 5-bit? Have it, mucker. Nice one, Anglo. Now, she's going to come in here a little bit drunk. It would appear, we all know the stages of alcohol. She's at that stage where she doesn't know she's drunk. Oh, you fucking bastard! You told me you were miles away. I was just telling them. I might come and get you, wasn't I?
No, I said I can't help my friend. I tell me
Did you get that? I thought you were a long way.
Long way. You want to take me now?
Come and sit down. Tell us how you've been.
Hi.
She's not that black. Not that there's anything right with that, but she's not that black. Oh, hang on. What are you doing? Hang on. What are you doing? I thought you were a long way. Hang on. Say hello. If you're going to sit on my lap, darling, I'm working. Oh, there you go. That's it. The old migraine. There you go.
Hello, my friend. Today a little bit paksra.
Tell them what paksra means.
Papa's Day, my friend.
No, what is paksra?
Paksra.
It means drink alcohol.
Alcohol.
Today, paksra means today drink alcohol.
Alcohol.
How many drinks you had?
2, 3 na nga.
How many drinks did you have?
Yeah, 2 and 3.
How many?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you once more. How many drinks did you have?
5.
Right, listen, darling.
Sure.
Listen. Here, come
I'm
here.
hungry.
What for?
Hungry hot dog.
Don't say that.
Hot dog outside the menu buy the food.
What? There's plenty of places you can get some food. Nowhere, it's all closed.
12 o'clock.
Darling, listen, I have really got to do this because they've waited for an hour and 12 minutes. Go on.
Okay.
Afterwards, I'll take you and get you some food.
How long?
Hour and a half.
Oh, long time.
Yeah, you'll be asleep.
1 o'clock 13.
You'll be asleep by then, don't worry.
Okay.
You can't be hungry when you're asleep.
Okay, I'm not hungry now.
Can you sit there, please?
Okay.
I've got to do
We have
this.
coffee or not?
What?
Have coffee or not?
Yeah, I've got to do it. Come on, give me a kiss. Bye. Oh, it's lovely. Hang on a minute. Watch. Hang on. Look at me. Are you tired? Hang on a minute. Hang on. No, look at me. Hang on.
Okay.
No, look at me.
I'm
No, hang on.
hungry.
Look at me. I think you might be quite tired.
And mình tay ăn nào.
Ellen,
Okay. I know.
you tired?
Try a little bit tired, a little bit
Why
hungry.
don't you lay down like that?
Then you know how may go to sleep. The whole may go to sleep out here. Whole may.
My fucking back.
Fucking bad. I'm switching it out.
Okay.
Give me telephone. Give me water.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you in a minute. Hi, people. I don't know where your phone is. You've lost it. You've left it at the. Oh, here it is. It's got the light on. All right, I'm doing it. You checking out the cucking on this? Oh, I just carried you over there.
One more.
No, I can't do it again. There you go. There's your phone. There's your water. Love you. Right, what I was going to say, thank you, Anglo. Right, where are we? What awful things are people saying about me? Right, let me just check my entropy. No, we're good there. Anglo, got Lulu's. Right. So, some of these videos, hello Matsuka, good to see you. Still got 108, only lost 3. Some of these videos have got some really weird, like the main story isn't really the interesting bit. There's the odd little things they say and do. The odd little things they say and do are like, well, you'll see. This is Tucker Carlson. This is mind blowing. I cut it short, but you'll get the main bit. This is the United States of America. I was talking to an American businessman today, someone I've worked with for the last 20 years. What? And he was talking to me about free speech, and he said, I'm worried that, and I don't think he's a particularly politically engaged person. I'm not saying he's naive or anything. He's a very clever bloke, but I don't think he's particularly, not like us, for instance. But he said the problem with losing free speech is, how do you get that back? How do you get something like free speech back? That's much like the First and Second Amendments. So the First and Second Amendments for a reason. How do you get your guns back once you've lost your guns? Because you ain't got your guns. How do you get your free speech back once you've lost your free speech? Because you haven't got your free speech. Check this out and have your minds blown. An audio check would be handy, people. Check it.
So how would you describe a government that uses its intelligence agencies and its law enforcement capacity to settle scores on behalf of the head politician? Would that be an American system or a third world system? Well, the Biden administration has just been caught spying on journalists in an effort to intimidate them out of reporting on Joe Biden's daughter's diary.
Right. So just so you hear that? Okay. So the Biden administration has been trying to put the frighteners on some journalists. And when Tucker Carlson says journalists, you know who it is, because there's only one journalism. There's only one journalist organization left in America. And so you think, well, hang on a minute. What, the government are putting the frighteners on Project Veritas, of course. Isn't that illegal? Isn't that illegal? Oh, apparently it is. Does that matter? No. Why? Well, because what is the law? You'd think that the law would be separate from the government. But we talk about post-truth, we talk about the end of history, but we're post-law. We're post-law. The United States is post-law. Check this out. Be very, very concerned.
That's true. And they've used Apple and Google to do it. Apple and Google have acknowledged for about 3 months, from December of 2020 to March of 2021, the DOJ issued them several subpoenas. The DOJ was seeking sensitive information of journalists employed by Project Veritas, which had dared to report on Ashley Biden's diary. Now, the company noted that the DOJ, quote, compelled Apple and Google not to disclose that they were providing the individual's private data to the government.
The depths and level of it. So the Department of Justice subpoenas, so uses the law. What? Hang on. What kind of weird? What network of madness is this? Uses the law to subpoena Google and Apple. Google and Apple just bend over and go, "There's my zero. Pop it in," and then get them to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. Give us information on your customers, but don't tell anyone. Give us information on your customers. Don't tell anyone, even though it's illegal, and even though the people we're asking for the information on haven't broken the law. And Apple and Google went, yeah, no dramas. Now, if they're going to do that for something like this, I mean, keep an eye on the man behind the curtain and all that.
This seems illegal. It's completely immoral. Talk about an abuse of power. Harmeet Dillon would know. She's this country's premier civil rights attorney and CEO of the Center for American Liberty. She joins us tonight. Harmeet, how can this be allowed to happen?
Well, it shouldn't be, Tucker. Thanks for asking me about this. Not only does it seem illegal, it actually is illegal. And we have learned that not only has the United States Department of Justice illegally been spying on our client, Project Veritas, through the two companies that you mentioned, Apple and Google, but Microsoft itself voluntarily a few weeks ago told us, after threatening to go to court to expose the DOJ doing the same thing to them, the DOJ finally backed down and told us that they sought 7 warrants from different judges in the Southern District of New York to spy on Project Veritas's.
I mean, what? I mean, and that's kind of confusing that they even tried to get Microsoft on. I mean, Microsoft said no, and they've had 7 warrants out to get these people to illegally spy on journalists who've done nothing wrong, who haven't broken the law. The only lawbreakers in this little mess is the Department of Justice. I mean, it's funny that the Ministry of Truth got memed out of existence because that's just ridiculous. And yet the Department of Justice is here flagrantly breaking laws left, right and centre. Not only breaking laws, not only subpoenaing people, but then telling them they can't tell anyone because it's the old boys club. They're probably sitting in Silicon Valley. Oh, by the way, Veritas, bit of a problem. If you, it wouldn't be, if you could give us some info, but don't tell anyone. Yeah, no worries. How much do you want? You wait to hear the scale of this spying. If you think they were bugging the conference room at Veritas, oh, wait and hear this absolute madness. I've never heard that before, Ryan. I'm sure it's been around a bit, but Microsoft, named after Bill Gates' penis, is incredible. Listen to this. Listen how much info they got off these fuckers.
Emails. To date, it looks like Project Veritas has been spied on to the tune of 200,000 emails that the DOJ secretly collected, and by the way, also did not tell a federal judge who is overseeing the seizure of our clients' materials from journalists who worked on that Ashley Biden story, which, by the way, Project Veritas never even ran with it. And so what the DOJ has done is weaponized the DOJ to spy on a journalist, all for the purposes of simply providing some cover for the Biden family and persecuting and intimidating all journalists in the United States against reporting on these issues. And this is protected by the Constitution. And so we filed a motion to get these materials back from the DOJ. So as you mentioned, Tucker, this is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. It's a violation of common law that protects journalists in the United States. It's a violation of the Federal Privacy Protection Act. And it's also a violation of the DOJ's own guidelines, Tucker. So this is shocking. And I hope that the DOJ is called on account for this and that our client gets their property back.
200,000 emails for a story that Veritas didn't even run with. This is just leverage. This is just like, shut up. And, look how clean Trump was because they went through everything and he was clean as a whistle. Veritas have to be absolutely clean as a whistle because they'll find anything they find, they'll shut them down. That's insanity, isn't it? The Department of Justice getting hold of Google and Apple, NDAs, subpoenas. What did Project Veritas do? Investigate a story. I mean, we've been saying, for years that journalism is activism, but Project Veritas isn't. They actually they want to find the truth. They want to look into a story. When they were handed stuff that they said, no, we can't confirm this is real. We're not running with it. But the DOJ, the Department of Justice, still got that. Look at Google. Look at the size of it. Look at Apple. 7 warrants from judges. Just the corruption is it's not even corruption at this stage because it's so out in the open. If Tucker Carlson knows about it, it's hardly Watergate. This is no one's held to account anymore. This is just another. The DOJ have broken the laws. It's they've gone. It's anti-constitutional. It's unconstitutional on 3 counts. Doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because you can't take these people on. Why can't you take them on? Well, where are you going to go? Government? That ain't going to help you. Department of Justice? That ain't going to help you. Supreme Court? That ain't going to help you. District Attorney? That ain't going to help you. There's nothing you can do. Corruption suggests a small amount of sort of mishandling of documents or something, or a mishandling of process within a bigger organization. But this is rotten from the core to the exterior. The whole thing's just a joke. This is out. And nothing will happen. And Project Veritas will make a video and they'll talk about it and everyone will go, And everyone is now so powerless. it's almost like they want to destroy America. It's almost that's what they want to do. They just, if you can't get rid of free speech, if you can't get rid of the Constitution, ignore it. Who ever saw that coming? If you can't, you can't. They can't. I mean, there's been another shooting. What's the first thing I see on Twitter on their absolutely set up trending? Oh, another gun failure. What? Hang on. Is this what this is about? I'm not sure. If you can't get rid of the Constitution, just ignore it. It's the same as in England. There's no free speech left in England. There's no free speech left in Britain. What's her name? Alison Shazboz has gone to prison for the third time for singing songs with jokes in. Third time in prison for singing songs. Look at Ryan. Ryan's quoting Louis Althusser. It's like Althusser said, the Constitution only existed because it supported the ideological state apparatus of its time. Now it's obsolete. In my novel, I was writing about Althusser yesterday. I was talking about the repressive state apparatus, which is the other half of the coin you're talking about with the ideological state apparatus. Good call, Ryan. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, Ryan, you might find this interesting. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. A lot of those old Marxists has absolutely nailed it. I don't know if you know Adorno and Horkheimer's culture industry, but without a doubt, it is the best analysis of the modern corporatist culture. Hello, Snoopy. Got a few hellos into you on the old law tube, didn't I? That's madness, isn't it? That's madness. What's happened there? If you can't get rid of the Constitution, just ignore it. Don't matter. No one cares. No one cares. Why do no one care? Because they can't afford to put petrol in their car. They can't afford to feed their kids. There's no baby food. When you're distracted, you're distracted. It's as simple as that. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Vesper checks, we've got some memes about the old monkeypox. Hang on a minute, Packer. I'm just on that. You might have already left, but no bother. Let me just get those two up on there. Niggling Bill's on the firm. Good to see you, Bill. Let's see what Rando Bill's got to say. Yeah, a mad story. A mad story. Just 30 years ago, 40 years ago, something like what has just happened with the DOJ and Project Veritas would have got a government out of government. Nowadays, it just blows over. Billy says, that was quite cute how you handled the girlfriend. Almost got to see some live hypnotism. Well, yeah, she'll be Sparko in about 2 minutes. I think she already is. Packer says, I am off to the pub. Cheers, Chris. See ya all later. Scrubs, good vid. Still repping John Francis. Nice one, Packer. Have a nice time in the boozer. Is your missus all alone at home? Terrible scenario. Cheers, Bill. Cheers, Picard. Have a nice time down the boozer, mate. It's mad, isn't it? But it wouldn't have been long ago that would have got a government out. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't sanction subpoenas, NDAs, get judges involved. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. But nowadays, it's nothing, is it? Let it blow over. It must be so disheartening for Project Veritas. I bet they would have thought that'd have had so much more support. You'd think that Veritas would have like the most followers on YouTube, but it's not that they're not doing good work, and I support them and encourage them. But it's just people know that at the moment it's so weaponized against us that it's not, reality and truth don't have value when the enemy aren't playing by those rules, and that's a fact. Hello, Frenchie. Maybe they should do something useful and listen to why people don't like them. What, the government? Yeah, I can't see that. Exactly that, Willow. Exactly that. You're absolutely right. Meganesia, did I miss a donation from you, darling? Tell me if I did. I wasn't sure. Right, let's have a look what we got next for you, you absolutely lovely bastards. Right, so this is... well, actually, this is just a little palate cleanser. This is just about 10 seconds. This is from Gutfeld. Now, I think it's Gutfeld. Gutfeld is an unfunny bloke. His delivery is terrible. Whoever's writing his material is terrible. It's very awkward to watch. And yet, it's still one of the most watched shows on cable because everything else is left-hard. But just watch this little bit. There's a woman and she's top dog at an abortion clinic. And you know what abortion clinics are? They're factories of death. I'm not gonna mention Auschwitz because to compare the two would be wrong. So I won't do that. But listen to the dog wagging the tail of what happens to social justice NPCs when faced with reality. I just said it back then, you know, when reality and truth aren't weapons, when the enemy aren't playing by those rules. Watch what happens. Mind-blowing. So this is 23 seconds of Gutfeld, which is about all I can take, but it's very interesting. Check it.
Because now even men can get pregnant.
What do you say a woman is?
I believe that everyone can identify for themselves.
Okay. Do you believe then that men can become pregnant and have abortions?
Yes.
Right. So you saw who she was then, Miss Amy Arambi. Aramide. There you go. Amy Aramabide, Executive Director of Avow. And Avow is some kind of abortion thing. Now, what I want you to watch when we watch it again, look how humans are very good at picking up deception in faces. Watch how you know she doesn't believe it. You know she doesn't believe it. She's not convinced. She's not saying... Imagine selling your soul so much to this ideology that you sit there. I don't know whether that was the House or Congress. Doesn't really matter. Imagine sitting there, knowing it's being filmed, knowing it's going to be memed around the internet like nobody's business, and saying something you clearly do not believe. Her body language is the bigger story. Watch. It's just totally unconvincing. And what makes it even more frightening, it doesn't have to be convincing. No one is going to go, well, me and a couple of others, Salty Cracker maybe, Mark Dias, you know, the usual suspects, are going to go, yeah, she doesn't believe this, but it doesn't matter. These people on TikTok, for instance, they'll look you in the eyes and they'll just lie. Because it's for the greater good. This is for utopia. Destroy America and build utopia. So if that means lying, you know, they're only little white lies like, you know, men can have babies and that. But watch her and you will see not a cent of belief in her own. She's a hollow shell of a person. Check it.
What do you say a woman is?
I believe that everyone can identify for themselves.
Okay. Do you believe then that men can become pregnant and have abortions?
Yes.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. She doesn't. I mean, Gutfeld says she's nuts. No, she's not. She's not. She's probably actually very intelligent. That's why she knows she can say that with a smirk. With a smirk. Do you think men can have babies and have abortions? And she goes, yes. That's where we are. And that's a really dangerous game to play because you've got reality here and you've got language here, and like tectonic plates, they're shifting away from each other. You know, there's like a movement that they're no longer connected. Reality has been, you know, unhinged from language. And you've got like this sea of signifiers that mean very little, but as long as you keep repeating them, that's what discourse is. Discourse is just you just keep repeating things. If you repeat it enough times, it becomes an object. Foucault, in his book, The Archaeology of Knowledge, he set out to find out what the object of the discourse is. Political economy, medicine, and I can never remember the third one. And it's a heavy going book, The Archaeology of Knowledge. But by the end of it, he says the discourse of medicine is the discourse of medicine. The object of medicine is the discourse. The object of the discourse of political economy is the discourse. And the language of social justice is social justice. And if you think of that in that example of reality is just disappearing, like, you know, dissipating below, as long as the language keeps being repeated and keeps getting piled on and laid on and laid on, you know, that will exist as an object. But that is on the foundation of reality. And at some point, which is where we are now. And thankfully, we're there now. Because, you know, where else have we seen this? I'll tell you where else we've seen this. Cambodia, China, Soviet Union. This is what happens when language and reality sort of separate from one another. And one of them takes prominence. And one is treated as the other. We've seen this before historically, and people end up eating their own dead babies. Shocking. Billy Blogs drops a $5 into entropy. I hear Salvador Romas, the Texas school shooter, was a Hispanic transsexual with the flag and everything. She may have been illegal too, so they might not talk much about the incident. Well, the reason I haven't mentioned anything, because I literally only found out about it 5 minutes before I went live. So I don't know. Maybe some people in the chat want to confirm that. But you're right. If it's not a straight male or even a gay male, I mean, it's not enough to be gay anymore. If you're white, it kind of rubs out all the others. But yeah, crazy. Nice one, Billy. If anyone else can confirm that'll be interesting. But I haven't got any comment on that because I don't know. I only found out about it 5 minutes beforehand. Right, where are we going next? So that was that little palette cleanser. Didn't clean it very well, did it? Now this is what I was talking to you about before. You know, when I say to you about, you know, Siri and Google Home and talking and these things picking up everything you say and all that data harvesting, and I've always said I don't care because I say so much bullshit in a day that what are they going to do with that? And with all the information on the planet, it's just too big a job, right? Now, I can't remember whether it's in a short story. One of you might be able to tell me. It might be in SUBSTACK, so it might be my novel. But I was scripted Ensure, which is a drink for old people who can't eat. It's like a nutrient drink. And I had a prescription for it. I'd get 24 crates of this stuff a month. I might have even spoke about it on here. I'm not sure. Good call, Rags. But on Facebook, and I don't have a personal Facebook account, it's a work account. I got an advert for Ensure. Fuck knows where they got that from. I mean, if it can't be from my novel unless they're scanning, unless there's spiders tracking my Word documents. It could be from Substack, but that's a reach to go from Substack to a Facebook advert, or from YouTube voice to Facebook. That's something else, isn't it? And I've always thought, you know, fuck them. I'm not interested in how they do all that. Ryan, drink your lunch. I already do, and your breakfast, you cheeky bugger. But this is quite shocking. This is from Hugo Talks. Now, this is actually a 10-minute video, but I've just got 2 minutes of it. This is really weird. This is weird because I'm also a little bit not convinced about AI, but it doesn't. Hello, Howard. It doesn't take much for me to suddenly go, That doesn't seem too good. This doesn't seem very optimistic. Have a look at this. It'll blow your minds. Check it.
Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Okay, so we have this news story today. And what's interesting is that even though at first you wouldn't think it, you can link this stealing of people's faces here to witchcraft again. But we'll come into that in a moment. Here we see facial recognition company Clearview AI fined 7.5 million for illegally using images of Brits scraped from online. It says here, the company is accused of illegally scraping 20 billion images of people's faces from the web without their knowledge or permission and then using them to form a global facial recognition database.
Did you check it? Did you check it? Now, they've fined them 7.5 million. If you're a business that can harvest 20 billion faces, set them up in a database so that you've got a facial recognition database, what, 7.5 million? That's probably how much their headquarters building cost. That this company, whatever it is probably worth billions. That's a smack on the wrist. That again, this will be in some posh club in Mayfair. Oh, you know, Gerald, you've really overdone it this time. I'm going to have to do you for a few mil. Oh, really? 7.5. No, okay. How many did you get? 20 billion. We've got 20 billion faces. Yes, it's the biggest facial recognition. And so what they're actually planning here is so that they're trying to sell it. I looked into it. They're trying to sell it so that if you see if you've got an old photo or something, you can find out who it is, because they've dredged this stuff off of Facebook, off of Twitter. Here's me. Tag your photos. Remember tagging photos? Early days of Facebook. Here's Joan Adams. Here's John Smith. Here's Peter Clark. Here's so-and-so, so-and-so. This company, gotcha. Cross-reference it with a few others. Yep, we've got a fix on that. We've got 5. Bosh. And they talk about China. They talk about China's cameras. They talk about China's social credit system. Let's not forget last week we looked at the Chinese-made cameras in central London that have also got microphones on them. Microphones. Oh, I'm sure the Chinese aren't also getting those images and sounds. No, that won't be happening. No, there's no reason not to trust the Chinese Communist Party. I've got no reason not to trust them putting their technology onto the streets of London, all sanctioned by the British government, of course. So yeah, 20 billion images, and they got fined 7.5 mil. Do you think they've taken all those images back off them? Do you think they've still got those images tucked away somewhere? Do you think they're still harvesting them? Oh, absolutely they are. This business isn't over. This isn't over. They just need to they just need to find some loopholes. All this 7. This is like fining you or me £1. All this is the government saying, no, crack on. We like it, because we can use this. But you're going to have to, maybe talk to us, change some laws. You've got to be a little bit more. We've got to show the lumpen proletariat that we're not having it. We're not having it. When 100% the legal system and the secret services will be, if they are not already using such services. 7.5 million. Fuck all. It's absolutely nothing. I'll take it back a bit for context.
This is from the web without their knowledge or permission and then using them to form a global facial recognition database. Okay, so this report is kind of just focusing on the UK, but this is worldwide. 20 billion images this company has taken. But what it doesn't tell you is that when you sign up to these social media sites, in the terms and conditions, you basically agreeing to give away your information to third parties.
That's the snidey thing. I mean, how many times a week? I mean, you know, I run an online business. How many times a week do I get a new bit of software, a new app or something that I need to run a business? And it says, oh, please read the terms and conditions, 30 pages. I get a blister on my finger scrolling that wheel. Brrr, click. Yeah, no worries. What have I just done? I don't know. Because apparently everyone with social media has already said that they can use your face and store your face and put your name to your face, your address, the pop music you like, the things you eat, what you do, where you go, who your friends are. They'll soon be building up networks of your friends and family. The 6 degrees of separation will be a software program. Someone asked me about anything about Will Self today. Well, we've got there because we've got, what was his name? The Polish philosopher, Sizitsny, or someone who said that, you know, he was the first person to talk about the map is not the territory. Then Luis Jorge Borges, the Argentinian writer, talked about the map and the territory getting confused. Baudrillard went on to talk about the Jorge Borges story and how that is the simulation of a culture we're living in. And then Will Self said, with the internet, finally, the map is the territory. The internet is the map, and the internet is the territory. And here it is being played out right in front of us.
People don't look at the terms and conditions. They just tick the box and away they go. But they agree to allow them to give away your data to third parties, which include your photographs. And if you're using something like Facebook, then many people have also got their names and details associated with that photo, and they're just giving it away for free. It says here, Clearview AI offers an app which customers can use to upload a photograph of someone to try and identify them by checking them against its unlawful database, it says here.
Oh, yeah, it's for our help. It's for us. It's for us. No, sure it is. It's not Zizek. It's Alfred Zorbisky. Alfred Zorbisky was the bloke that talked about the map and the territory originally. Polish fella, not that performance. Slavoj Žižek is a performance. It's a performance art piece, isn't it? Communism, Lenin. I'm not interested in that prick. No, Alfred Zorbitsky or something. Clever bloke, very clever bloke. You know, he set off the cannon for the map and the territory. Great bloke. Nice to see you, Barney. An absolute pleasure. So yeah, it's for us. So there's no need to worry. It's for us. It's for our benefit. Because I can imagine I'll be needing that quite a lot for reasons I have no idea. And also, what you've got to bear in mind these things, again, anything that begins international, anything that's World Health Organization, anything globalist, which that's a globalist idea. If they've got 20 billion, if they've got 20 billion images, well, there's only 8 billion people in the world. This is again, you only get this kind of madness from globalism. You wouldn't need this if you had nation states and borders, because it wouldn't function. It would have no purpose. Hello, Shellbobs. Nice to see you. Right, where are we? A couple of donations come through. Niggling Billy. This was from 2019 and earlier. The EU Common Identity Repository. 350 million people in the database. What could go wrong? Here we go. Good call, Bill. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look. Tech Radar Pro, IT Insights for Business. EU to create major biometric database. Look, straight away, look, EU. Yeah, that's not nation states, is it? That's a continent, the European Union. EU Parliament has approved the Common Identity Repository. Isn't it weird? Common, thanks, identity, nice repository. It's like the anus of your life. Last week, the European Parliament voted, oh, did it? Thanks, no one got asked, to create a biometric tracking searchable database of EU and non-EU citizens by interconnecting a series of border control, migration and law enforcement systems. The new database will be called the Common Identity Repository, and it is expected to unify records on over 350 million people. Now, unify records is the interesting part there. Make networks. Check you out. Find out who you belong with, who you're part of. Because when they can start processing things like that, you might have been totally clean on the internet. You haven't said anything that could get you in trouble, right? But you did watch Ayatollah's show one night. You did leave a message in a PA video once. You did on Facebook say Melania Trump is the hottest first lady. So they start making up these links, and before you know it, you're there. You're in that group. You know, you've never made a video. You've never said anything anywhere near controversial. But they've made a few links, and that's you done. They know your politics, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. They want to know who you support, how lumpen you are, how active you are, how likely you are to be compliant, and what work needs to be done on you. Absolutely shocking. Shocking. Right, where are we going next? And this absolute clippage, this whirlpool of clippage. Right, check this out. I mean, even after everything I've just said, right? I think this is Carl Vernon. Right, even after everything I've just said, you got to remember the people that are in charge of all this madness, right? Biden and Kamala. Now, I think this is Carl Vernon. It might be memology, but it doesn't really matter. But this video is called When You Think the Entire Audience Are Toddlers. Now, we know that the laughing hyena, the giggling banshee, has got an IQ of -20. We know that. She's addressing politicians. She's addressing important figures of state, right? Just look at her manner. She might as well be talking to kindergarten. She might as well be addressing play school kids. And I'll tell you who she reminded me of. Do you remember Francesca from MTV Hates Whites? Oh, sorry, it wasn't called that. What was Francesca's show? MTV Go Away Whites. It had that weird one on it where her husband come on and went, "Hey, when was the last time you said, 'Hey, my dude, why don't we hold hands?' What? Are you homophobic or something?" What was that show called? It was Francesca on MTV. Someone must remember it. MTV Decoded. That's it. So check out Kamala Harris, the vice president of one of the most powerful, one of the richest, one of the best civilizations this planet has ever known. From some malarkey of conspiring, this thing has ended up the vice president. She's mental. She's got mental problems. She's talking as if... Now, there's quite an interesting psychoanalytic angle on this. She talks to people like they're children because she thinks they are. And there's no surprise that she thinks that, because she knows that she doesn't deserve that position. She knows she doesn't deserve it. She can't work out how she got there. So on an unconscious level, she thinks that everyone's stupid. And I mean that. I absolutely mean that. And you'll understand exactly what I mean when you see this. This has been edited a bit, but not in any way to change the message. They've just done it, to get rid of the bits in between. But this is, look, please, people, imagine the founding fathers. Imagine the work they put in. Imagine the time they put in getting that constitution, realizing that they've got this project where they're going to make a republic that's going to function. And it did. And a republic that could deal with problems and mistakes. And it did. Think of those people, the work they did, the debates they had, the honesty they talked with. And it's come to this. Watch this. The vice president of the United States of Communism. Check this out. Hang on. Sorry, people. I forgot to put the audio on it. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good. How about Marisa? Well done. I know we have a number of students today as well. Let's see all the students who are here. There you There we are. And so I think about this subject of our yellow school buses in that regard. Because think about it, yellow school buses are our nation's largest form of mass transit. How about that? Every day. So yes, and let's applaud because it gets them where they need to go. And this afternoon, we had, many of us, the administrator and a number of us, the opportunity to be inside of an electric school bus. And it was fantastic. The press actually rode on an electric school bus, just so you know. So I think they got the real inside feeling for what this means, right? And so what we all experienced is on an electric school bus, on an electric bus, no exhaust. On an electric school bus, on an electric bus, no exhaust.
What the fuck has happened? Can you, hello Duck Boy, hello Mouse Cat. Can you imagine dropping her back in time into those founding fathers debates? She wouldn't even, she just, they'd be like, what? Who brought that kid in? Go. This is, adults are talking. Hello, Dan. Nice to see you, mate. Hello, Crix. Nice to see you, Mouse Cat. I got you. I'll put your comment on screen. Nice one. That's absurd, isn't it? That doesn't run countries. That runs countries into the ground, which is exactly what's been happening. Most of you know what I'm like with the midterms. This lot are just, they're getting nothing. They're going to win nothing. No one is going to vote for any of these. The important thing is that it happens from the ground up. This has got to be PTAs, it's got to be local judges, it's got to be local police chiefs, it's got to be local sheriffs, it's got to be local district attorneys, it's got to be all the way up. And I think it will be. When you get the FBI manhandling a bloke to the ground because he complained that his daughter got raped in a transgender toilet in his school, and the FBI held him on to the ground because they said he was a terrorist at a PTA meeting, and they moved the kid to another school and he done it again. And then they just, same again, just put reality under the carpet. We've got language, don't worry. We own the media. That what I just saw then, the vice president, it's beyond self-ridicule because it shouldn't have been able to happen. And that brings me on nicely to the next video. Now, I talked about Dinesh D'Souza's 2000 Mules, right? And I watched the whole thing, well, most of it. And I said to you, all right, darling, you go to bed? Good night, sweetheart. I said at the time, the problem with it was boring. But people have been watching it, people have been taking chunks out of it, and people have been using it. And that's a good thing. So it has had a function. But the reason that, I mean, this is all coming out now, as we all said it would. Have a little watch of Salty Cracker talking about because people are being arrested now. People are being arrested for the last election. People are actually being arrested, and there'll be one, there'll be two, and it's going to go like dominoes. And they know, the opposition know that they've got to get these arrests done before the next general election. They've got to start putting the frighteners on them now before the midterms. Have a look at this video. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, here we go. So it's a bit fast at the beginning, but it doesn't matter. You get the idea. You'll see the same woman go to the same ballot box and just keep stuffing it with dead people and people who didn't even know they'd voted, allegedly, but they're getting arrested. It's happening, people. There's only about 2 minutes of this. If you want to see the rest of it, go and check out the whole Salty Cracker video. But check this out. And it's good. It's good that 2000 Mules is now getting out there, because it was presented a bit boring, but people are picking up on it now. Cheers, Duck Boy. Nice one, mate. I mean, if you hadn't saw, and you probably haven't, she's turned up to that ballot box every 30 odd minutes and stuck a load more in.
Illegal! Here is your cleanest election of all time update. If you were waiting for some arrests, well, here you go. Here you go. Let's celebrate this. Let's pump this information out there and start shaking some of these people engaged in motherfucking election fraud. Big Arizona fraud update. Law enforcement raids nonprofits in 2000 Mules ballot trafficking investigation.
Now, that is the beauty of it. So there you go. Law enforcement are raiding these people. They're raiding them. They're making arrests. They've got evidence. They'll find more evidence. They're going to go to prison. And then people are going to be then the next lot are going to be thinking, I think they've got eyes on us. And even though the Democrats outright said about a month ago, no, normal people should not be going to keep an eye on the polls. That isn't how it works. And Trump has said, get out and keep an eye on those polling stations. No one, yeah, he has cut his hair, Jess. Thank the Lord. No one's going to try and oppose the Democrats unless they've got those polling stations dialed in. Because if you haven't, it's a waste of time. What? So they will have. They absolutely will have. And these arrests are happening. And when they've turned up on their door, these people have sung like birds. Yeah, it was me. I done it. I was bribed. And then it's going to be, where's that chain of command? Where's that chain of operation? Who told you to do it? Who paid you to do it? Who paid them to do it? Get them in. Get them in. Oh, I wonder where that's going to go. Lee James, nice one, Lee. Grifter. Thank you, mate. Yeah, we'll watch a little bit more of this. Here we go. I'll take it back a bit.
People engaged in motherfucking election fraud. Big Arizona fraud update. Law enforcement raids nonprofits in 2000 Mules ballot trafficking investigation. And like Tweety Bird, they all sang. That's them stash houses. This is those nonprofit organizations run by people like Stacey Abrams. And they were collecting, I'm sure, totally legally, totally lawfully, totally not fortifying a whole bunch of elections. They were getting a bunch of these ballots. And then all of these ballots were then deposited in all of these Dropbox. That's weird. That's weird. It's like we should probably look into this and arrest people conducting malfeasance. Oh, wait, we did. Blammo. This is why we need to become sheriffs, lads. That's right. I'm running for office. I want that sheriff badge. I'm coming, assholes, and I'm bringing Ultra MAGA with me. Law enforcement has conducted a raid on Yuma County nonprofit organizations connected to the ballot trafficking scheme discovered by Yuma County citizens and revealed in 2000 Mules documentary. Holy shit.
It's excellent. It's excellent. And there'll be more, and there'll be more, and there'll be more. And the midterms are not going to be left there for people to bring those suitcases out. Oh, everyone's going home. What? I mean, can we just remember the last election when we saw Trump give a speech where he said it's almost impossible for us to lose now. It's almost impossible. And then we all woke up and Biden had won. Do you remember that? Do you remember how weird that was? And not only that, things I've never seen happen in an American election. And I've lived through about 10 of them. Well, yeah, about 10 of them. But I paid attention to about 7. There are people like, no, we've stopped counting. We're going to start again in the morning. It was like, what? What? You're what? You're No. Everyone stays up all night to see the results come in. What do you mean you're shutting up shop? And then come morning, oh, Biden suddenly had 500,000 extra ballots. Oh, how many you needed to win? How weird. What? That red state went blue, but no one there voted for Biden. But there you go. So this is incredible. This is massive news. Fair play to Dinesh D'Souza. I take back what I said. It just needed it. Maybe I was in the wrong frame of mind when I watched it, because it's incredible what's happening. These people are getting arrested. They will sing. That line of command will be exposed, and that will put the frighteners on people when it comes around to the midterms. Oh, do you want to do that ballot harvesting again? No, fuck off. Stay away from me. Quick, turn your phones off. Don't ever call me again. There's people in prison. No. Excellent. And again, no one's going to oppose this party unless they can get them polling stations locked down. Because there's no point. There's no point spending all that money. There's no point doing all those rallies. There's no point doing all those speeches if when it comes to it, you've got all this going on. That's just a fact. Hillary was meant to win that election, but they underestimated how many people would vote for Trump. They did it. I mean, in Minecraft, they did it, but they just underestimated the opposition. They thought that it was a joke. So they probably just went, we'll only need a few 100,000 here and there. Whoops. So it's absolutely bizarre. Keys to the Kingdom. Love to all the scrubs. Hoyt to that. Keys to the Kingdom. An absolute pleasure. Nice one. I haven't missed any. No, thank you, Billy, for yours as well. Nice one, Duck Boy, for yours. Thanks for yours as well, Lee. I do appreciate the grift. I've been going for 2 hours. It meant ignoring my missus. She's done an half piss drop off to bed because she wanted a bit of in out. But, that's the way it goes. Man's got a stream if a man's got a stream. Yeah, good news. Good news. Encouraging. Woke culture is dying. The illegal votes are dying. And it's we're heading up to. I mean, look. Let's be honest. What Build Back Better? Yeah, where have you heard that? Have you heard that since they paid a PR company $500,000 to make it? Build Back Better. They can't even say it themselves now. How can you say Build Back Better when you've got 40-year record inflation? How can you say Build Back Better when you left billions of pounds worth of weapons in Afghanistan to protect the opium crop? How can you say Build Back Better when you've had millions of people flooding over the open southern border? How can you say Build Back Better when you've got a war going on in, I've got to be a little bit careful here, but you're sending billions of American taxpayers' dollars over to the Ukraine? How can you say Build Back Better when you used to be selling oil and gas to other countries, but now you're importing it from OPEC? How can you say Build Back Better when you've got the Green New Deal and cows farting and all that nonsense, which didn't even get it didn't even get through? They've just dropped that one. What is their campaign going to be leading up to the midterms? They've got nothing. I guarantee you what it will be. Attack the opposition. That's all they've got. And that's a weak strategy. That's a weak strategy. Because if all you can do is slag off your opponents, that ain't the art of war. That is not the 40 rules of power or whatever it is. Build back more wars. Well, absolutely, yeah. It's open. Venezuela's part of OPEC, isn't it? He's literally begging them to destroy, to make more, produce more oil and sell it cheaper. And OPEC were like, Well, we'll make more, but we'll make it more expensive. How about that? I mean, it's such basic business. If the demand increases, put the price up. The USA was a net exporter of oil and gas. They were exporting it. They were selling it. They were They had, excuse me. They had so much. They were powering their own republic, and selling it to Western Europe. Funnily enough, who are now dependent on what's his name? Oh, Putin. That's the fella. Great. That's good. That's handy. In the current situation, that's really handy. Thanks. Yeah. No, shut down this pipeline, shut down that pipeline. No, give that one the go ahead. What, yeah, but why? Okay. Their campaign for the midterms is just going to be comedy. Every single thing they make is going to be a meme. It's good. When they say we say the left can't meme. Well, they will by accident in the lead up to the midterms, because every campaign video they make is just going to be jokes from start to finish. We've been in power now for nearly just 2 years, and if you look around the United States of America, you'll see what we've done. Just starving babies and loads of foreigners. Oh, yeah. As Mr. MF, hello Mr. MF, by the way, destroy America rapidly should be their motto. Yeah, and it is. And that's not down to incompetence. It's down to a hatred of America. Miley rang up China. Don't worry. If we ever plan anything, I'll let you know. Why would you do that? I mean, look at America's Woman of the Year, that lady. I mean, that's just like, that sums it all up. Americans' Woman of the Year is a man. Is a trans man. I mean, I don't know what it's. I don't know. Hello, she's good. Great. Thank you. Sorry, Susan. But yeah, destroy America rapidly. And you're Mr. MF, I know it's a joke, but rapidly is important, because I wouldn't be surprised if they don't see this whole administration out. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't see this administration out. I don't know if there's any precedent for that. I don't know if anyone in the chat's got any grasp of American history, but has that ever happened before, apart from the Civil War? I just can't see them. I just can't. No, absolutely, Billy. Yeah, he called the enemy and admitted it. And again, it's that mad reality thing. Everyone was like, "What? You done what?" Nah, well, I suppose that's how it works today. Anyway, where were we? Green New Deal, Build Back Better. Yeah, great. It's when one of your top, if not the top, military people calls your biggest economic and military opposition to tell them you're basically on their side. Yeah. There's problems there. Yeah, there you go. I think he is. Isn't he the top one, Billy? I mean, I can't say that for sure, but I think he's the highest ranking American military official. Absolute madness. Right, what have we got for you now? I hope you're enjoying the mega videos. Right, where should we go? This is hilarious. Hang on, we'll have a little bit of palate cleansing with some funny stuff. So we'll get on to the monkeypox before we're not allowed to talk about it. I've got loads of monkeypox memes. People know full well it'll be banned soon. You won't be able to talk about it, but they're already coming. Check this out.
Mr. President, quick question. What have your health advisors told you your level of concern should be about monkeypox and the cases that are in the United States and around the world?
Well, they haven't.
Quick question. What have your health advisors told you your level of concern should be about monkeypox and the cases that are in the United States and around the world?
Well, they haven't told me the level of exposure yet, but it is something that everybody should be concerned about. We're working on it hard, figure out what we do and what vaccine, if any, may be available for. But
there you go. So so the journalist says to him, what are you going to do about monkeypox? He says, I don't know anything about it. But this is what he says. But everyone should be concerned. Next line, vaccine. Now I'll play it again, but you'll see that again at the end. It's the transparency of evil yet again. He admits he hasn't got a fucking Danny LaRue, but don't worry, because vaccines and all that. Crack on, bites.
Cases that are in the United States and around the world.
Well, they haven't told me the level of exposure yet, but it is something that everybody should be concerned about. We're working on it hard to figure out what we do and what vaccine, if any, may be available for it. But vaccine, if any, may be available. It is a concern in the sense that if it were to spread, it's consequential. It's consequential.
Hey, I've seen this one. I've seen this one.
I've seen this one. Yeah. Familiar? Starting to look familiar, the old monkeypox, isn't it? LOIJB, good to see you. Right, what have we got next for you, you lucky bleeders? And we got some crackers today, and we having a laugh. This is quite a nice one. This is an old video, but it's excellent. This is Carl Verdon, and it's called "Remember When They Got Caught Out," and it's an absolute beaut. You should be able to hear it, but check it out. It's just the media being just the bullshitters they are. Check it; it's beautiful.
So the people there are just not worried about it, Cal? Are they not worried about their own personal safety?
Right, hang on, just to give you a little bit of background. So there's a Memorial Day sort of get together, whatever you want to call it, and the media, this lot, MSNBC, the man on the ground has realised that no one's wearing masks. No one's wearing masks. Okay.
People there are just not worried about it, Cal? Are they not worried about their own personal safety?
I haven't met anybody who is. I met some folks actually from Lake Geneva who lived in the area. They were staying a few miles outside of town where I were, and they said they're worried about it. They're worried about that second spike. They're worried about folks coming in from Chicago, but they'll quickly add at the same time, this is a place that relies on that business. I think people here want a little bit more funding when it comes to these programs so that they could stay closed. But again, I think people felt like the Supreme Court made the decision here in Wisconsin that it was time to open up. But you can see here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's. There you go, including the cameraman. Yeah. Katie.
Striking images. Cal Perry.
If you didn't hear that, he points to that bloke who's filming and he says, "See, look, no one's wearing a mask." And the bloke who's filming him says, "Like your cameraman," and the anchor goes, "Yeah." And then he says, "Or your crew." Look, I'll show it to you again. He shows you again at the end, but absolutely rumbled.
Felt like the Supreme Court made the decision here in Wisconsin that it was time to open up. But you can see here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's. There you go, including the cameraman. Yeah. Katie.
Striking images. Cal Perry. Cal, thank you very much.
But you can see here, just around. Nobody's wearing them. Nobody's. There you go, including the cameraman. Yeah. Katie.
Striking images.
The way they just carry on. I mean, why doesn't she say, wouldn't it be amazing in a real world if she said, well, why aren't the crew, why isn't the cameraman wearing a mask? Have a debate and then get the crew to come on and say, well, because we don't believe we need to. But no, just keep going. Striking images. I didn't see any striking images. What, people walking around? They're not striking images. Absolute nonsense. That's MSNBC. I can't believe why no one's watching this shit anymore. It's just absurd. And even the bloke goes, yeah, the cameraman, yeah. He knows it doesn't matter. Just get it off me, and she'll say, striking images. There weren't any striking images. There wasn't a shark or a building exploding. It was just a bloke in an horrible shirt and a stupid mask. Right. We've had that one. Hang on a minute. How long have I been going for? 2.5 hours. Right. Oh, be prepared to not be impressed with this. This is disgusting. This is your friend of mine, Memology 101. Just more of the same. Just where we are. At the end of every empire, celebrity chefs, transgenderism, and celebrity chefs have been characteristic at the end of every empire. It's a weird thing. But you've also got this kind of orgy, this sort of orgy of stupidity and an orgy of going back to the signifier and the signifieds, like losing any anchoring. It's just this sort of, like I said, these tectonic shifts. I mean, in terms of a milestone of what woke America and the leftard culture wars have done to the United States, just watch this 1 minute 35 of footage. What? And ask you, and just look, just see this as a milestone of where the United States is in present year. Check it out. And not just the United States, but it's where most of this stuff's coming from. And I'm not blaming the United States for that. It's just they happen to be the reserve culture, so to speak. I think we should have audio.
I am Rachel Simon. I use she, her pronouns. I am a psychotherapist, educator, consultant, and author. I run my private practice here in Philadelphia, and I am the author of the Every Body book, which is an LGBTQ inclusive sex ed resource for 7 to 12-year-olds.
Hey, yo, what the f?
Yeah. And I love that you said that this talk specifically was geared towards teens, but you're so right that sexuality education starts the minute you're born. I mean, we're born with bodies. These bodies are cool. We want to touch our bodies. We're learning about privacy and, being sexual in public from a very early age. So drop the cons of talking about sexuality with parents and getting our sexual info from parents in the chat. Because we're getting some of that embarrassment, awkwardness. Those can be cons. They don't want to talk about it. Homophobic and transphobic ideas from parents can absolutely be a problem. Inescapable judgment. Yeah, bigoted, misinformed parents who have no idea how to talk about gay sex. Sexuality education starts the minute you're born.
You know the rules, and so do I. Say goodbye.
I mean, I think the most distressing wouldn't be an exaggeration. The most distressing part about that is the way that 24-year-old done 1 year teacher training. As someone said, I think it's something like childless psycho or something. The way she said that parents have no place in teaching their kids about themselves. No, fuck parents. I mean, that's communism 101. The next step is to grass on your parents, which has already happened, of course. There's already leaflets gone out into many schools where if your parents show homophobic or racist or white supremacist, which is pretty much anything anyone says that isn't woke these days, grass them up. She outright just said, parents have got no place in the teaching their children about themselves. And she also, I mean, the amount of really terrifying Freudian slips in there, we're born with bodies and our sexuality and touching and being sexual in public. I'm not so sure that's how it works, but crack on, ruin another generation. Yeah, but Cliff, hello Cliff, you sexy thing. Not even 7. She said born. We're born sexual and we're about our bodies and being touched, and keep the parents out of it. Fucking hell, that's just lovely, beautiful stuff. Needling Bills dropped a comment in that I don't think will have any relation to what we're talking about whatsoever, but that's why we love him. Billy says this. Nice one, Bill. Machano Kaprashka Dutpada. He says MPs spread among gays going to an international fetish festival in Antwerp and an adult sauna in Madrid. I doubt they will say quarantine gays and keep them away from kids. MP, I don't know what MP is. Monkeypox. Monkeypox spread among gays going to an international fetish festival in Antwerp and an adult sauna in Madrid. I doubt they will say quarantine gays and keep them away from kids. And monkeypox is only dangerous to kids. I'm a little bit confused with what you're saying there. I don't really know I don't know a lot about it, to be honest with you. But I imagine there's a story there that people in the chat might know about. Yes, Baz. Yeah, fair point. But I think she said some things that she didn't actually want to with it. Not that it would have bothered her, because it was, you know, her Freudian slips were much the same as her unconscious comments were much the same as her conscious comments. So yeah, it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Kids don't need to know about gay sex when they're kids. They don't need to know about any sex when they're kids. What children used to do that with groups of children. They used to discover themselves and their sexuality as they grew up in social groups with their communities and with their extended families. But, you know, when you get rid of that, I suppose you have to go to your transsexual teacher for it, which has got its problems. Right, stick with this one because it starts off being a bit unfunny, but excuse me, but it actually gets there. This is from the Babylon Bee, who have got quite the job these days because satire is impossible in a world upside down, but we'll give it a go.
In the social justice system, words are considered violence. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious attacks are members of an elite squad known as the Microaggression Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Thank you. This is where it happened.
Yeah, right here. This morning. It just happened so fast. I was right here walking through the warehouse. And then Dave comes in. There he goes. He goes, "Hi, Kenny. I'm not Kenny. I'm Kendrick. Kenny's the other black guy in the office." Yo, Kendrick. What's up, homie? Looking good. Thanks, I appreciate it. Same to you. I'm not talking without a lawyer.
Yeah, I don't think you understand who we are. We're the MVU.
Microaggressions Victim Unit. Social justice, not criminal justice.
Means you don't have any rights. No trial, no lawyer, just us. And right now, you're looking at 15 to life. What?
15 years cancellation minimum. First it'll be a Twitter mob, then your friends will stop talking to you, and then you'll be...
It's actually a well-observed little point there when she says social justice, not criminal justice, because the whole social justice movement, as maybe I'll speak for myself, but I think it's fair to say we've kind of forgotten what justice means in the context of social justice. But when I first watched this, I thought they've absolutely nailed that when she says social justice, not criminal justice. You've got no rights, blah, 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 blah. And that's the difference between a culture war and a standard war. I thought that was a really interesting little comparison there. I'll play it again.
Victim Unit. Social justice, not criminal justice.
Means you don't have any rights. No trial, no lawyer, just us. And right now, you're looking at 15 to life. What?
15 years cancellation minimum. First it'll be a Twitter mob, then your friends will stop talking to you, and then you'll be fired, and no one will ever hire you again.
Look, I have kids.
Oh, don't worry about your kids. We'll take care of your kids. We'll put them in a program. Well, they'll be loved, fed puberty blockers, taught about the sex habits of their teachers, and assuming they're white, told just how racist they really are.
Fine. I called him Kenny.
Got him.
It doesn't matter that he was black. I confuse people's names all the time. It has nothing to do with race.
So you're saying you don't see race?
Because that's a microaggression.
No.
So you do see race?
Because that's a microaggression.
Look, I mix up my kids all the time. I'm always getting the boys confused.
Now you're calling him boy?
That's beyond microaggression into microassault. That's a completely different unit. Book him.
What?
Yeah, looks like we got a 1738 in progress.
Non-binary getting misgendered at Starbucks?
You learned it, Toots.
Toots? That's 2516. Felony sexism.
No, it's not.
Hello, Tristan. Hello, Yendor. Hello, It's a Duck. I saw someone else there. Hello, James. Good to see you all. Yeah, it's a weird way of looking at it, isn't it? You sort of forget that social justice is justice, and justice is a dark and dangerous thing in that context. Nice one, Babylon B. You've got a very difficult job. Lord knows how you're getting on with it. Yeah, good to see you, Tristan. Hello, Banksy. Did I say hello to you? What else have we got here? I've got a couple more videos, then we got the memes. I'll move this on, people. It's 1:30 in the morning. I've been working all day, and I've done 2.5 hours. So, and I've got a lot of memes, but I've got a couple more videos for you. Are we going to watch this one? I don't know if this one's actually worth it. Oh, yeah, no, this is actually quite frightening. This is so right. What I said earlier about what are the Democrats going to do, what are the commies going to do leading up to the midterms? They can't say we've done anything good. They've done nothing good. They've done nothing. It's only been destruction. So what did I say they'll do? They'll attack the opposition. But the opposition, because their opposition is nature, truth, reality, the United States, the Constitution, it's going to be tricky for them. Watch this. And the transparency of it. I mean, this isn't this conversation you're about to watch isn't happening in a back room somewhere with, mid-morning whiskies and cigars. This is on the news. And they have no shame. And again, it's always based on this greater good thing. Just lie and bullshit and do appreciate the donations. If anyone wants to donate, I think for 2.5 hours at 1:30 in the morning. You look spastic, Dangerfield. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I've got a real spastic coming on. You can tell him that if you want. Just check this out. Just watch this and this is what we're going to see. Loads of this leading up to the midterms because it's all they've got. It's all they've got. But I'm gonna spoiler alert. He says you've got to scare the bejesus out of them. That's what he says. I mean, just check it.
What's the best way for people to push back on that lie? You take this heinous platform and you make the Republicans own it. I want to say it again. Make the Republicans own it. Every Republican politician, every Republican candidate, ask them about it. Make it because they can't run from it because it's part of who they are at this point, as disgusting as that is. But make it the Republican replacement theory. Mainstream it because this is the way you have to scare. We don't have the economy on our side as Democrats. So you have to scare the bejesus out of people.
You heard that right. We don't have the economy as Democrats, so you have to scare the bejesus out of people. He's saying it out loud on MSNBC. Are you off your heads?
We don't have the economy on our side as Democrats, so you have to scare the bejesus out of people. We don't have the economy on our side as Democrats, so you have to scare the bejesus out of people.
Did I say that out loud?
Wait.
And you're going to just get more and more and more of that. All it will be is, well, we might have completely ruined the United States, and 2 more years of it is almost certainly going to wipe the United States and the Constitution from the future. But those Republicans, you don't want to go near them. It'll be much worse. Like when Trump and the no wars. It's mind blowing. It's going to be an absolute tsunami of that sort of stuff. This is a bit naughty, but I'm going to go for it. It's we have a problem. It is 2.5 minutes, but while we can talk about it, I'm just playing this, Susan. Someone else said it. I just want to show my viewers the sort of stuff that's being said. Okay, does that let me off the hook, or am I going to get a strike? Check this out. I know a lot of people don't like his voice, but come on, let's look beyond that and listen to what he's saying.
Okay, guys, I'm once again roasting our pathetic and corrupt government, pissing away your tax money to a degree that tells Tony Blair to hold their beer. This they have done for 2 years solid during bat flu, to the point that they now can't stop people working from home. I mean, you never would have guessed paying people to sit at home might make them want to continue doing that in the future, would ya? Well, you wouldn't if you was a politician anyway, it seems. But as it stands, the government are now saying they will arm Moldova to stop Putin, despite the fact they never asked us if they wanted to arm all these countries using taxpayer funds while people are piss poor here right now.
So I don't know if you missed that, but the Foreign Secretary is talking about arming Moldova. So that's us now, that's the UK now involved in that. Arming Moldova. Did they ask us about that? Did anyone get asked whether we want, everyone's skint, the stock market's crashed, everyone's savings are plummeting, inflation's going through the roof. We're gonna enter a recession that we're already in. Stagflation is almost a dead cert, which is a complete calamity for small businesses, or the corporations will be fine. And we're giving billions to the Moldovans. Oh no, thanks for help. Thanks. House of Commons. Okay, crack on.
But yes, apparently this government can defend the borders of Ukraine and Moldova, but it cannot stop the endless stream of boat wankers floating over the channel literally every single day. I find it truly astonishing that the same government who can't defend the Kent coastline are claiming they will stop Putin invading Moldova. I mean, it would be funny if it wasn't such a piss take, but given the past 2 years, I'm not surprised they're taking the piss out of us, are you? Now, yes, some might say Liz Truss is not responsible for stopping the boat wankers, and they would be right, but the government is doing this, not just Liz Truss. It's the same way I don't solely blame pretty piss poor Patel for illegal immigrants coming over here, because I literally blame all ministers and backbench MPs for it. Government is collective responsibility, they say, remember, so they can literally all hold the blame for it in my eyes. Now, this whole arming Moldova talk is not only a piss take because of immigration, it's also a piss take because people need help here. The cost of living crisis hurts people in this country, and the government has done nothing to control it. In fact, they've done things that only make it worse, some would say by design. Either way, though, it's taking the piss on such a level that the whole country should be outraged by this, not Partygate or anything else. I say that not only because the government won't help them, but because the government is dragging us into proxy wars despite no one wanting it, I bet. I, for one, bloody don't, and I expect none of you lot do either, the same way you didn't want Iraq, Afghanistan, or anything else. It's always politicians that end up dragging us into this shit, with us lot just paying for it. But you know what, on that note there, I think I'm actually going to end it. So as always, thanks for watching, guys, and remember to let me know what you think down in the comments.
I mean, we don't defend our own borders. That isn't happening. We've had this Tory party that didn't say they'd do this, that actually said they'd do the opposite, has brought in more legal and illegal immigrants than than anyone before in like the last 10 years. It's an absolute joke. And yet miles and miles away, they can arm them to protect their borders. But I thought borders were a bad thing. I thought it's really weird. It's so fucked. You know what? You know they won't give PA. They won't let them be a political party because I think they're absolutely terrified. Because Labour just got fucked. See you later, Labour. Last election, and then we got this lot. And if there was another option, I reckon it would be the same again. And that's why that won't happen. They cannot risk it. They cannot risk it. I'm not saying they'd win, but I reckon there'd be enough numbers for them to without a doubt cause problems and have some power. It's the Conservative. Are you taking the piss? Yes, you are. Yes. Did you see that little meme that popped up? UK run out of piss because the government's taking it all out of us. It's obscene. What? Old Nigglers coming with 2 there. Nice one, Bill. I will pop that up on the screen for you. Hang on, people. Right, we're nearly out of clips, and then we're going to get onto the memes. And I've got an absolute basket load. I have got to wrap this up soon, though. I need a piss, and I need to go to sleep, which is always interesting. Lovely to have had 130 people here for the duration. No, I'm sure it hasn't been the same 130 people, but it's always good. Billy says, nice one, Bill, for the donations. I know there were only 3 bonds, but some of them had been a £5, and you donate 4 or 5, 6 or 7 times each stream. So you're actually a major supporter of this channel, and it is appreciated. And I know you know that niggling Bill's only a little joke, but you are a niggling little Bill. He says a microaggression against a dwarf by a tall person is a microaggression. I'll see myself out. Yeah, you might want to after that. And then he says, Moldova. That could be because Putin plans to connect Russia to Transnistria. Check the map. Putin takes UKR east and southern shore, then connects up to Transnistria, Russian speakers there. Yeah, but I mean, maybe I don't know enough about the. I do think Putin's looking at rebuilding a Soviet Union. I'm not sure what that would entail, but 15 years ago he told NATO to fuck off his borders. Look at a map of NATO. They've got it's like a crescent around Russia. You know, it's like 15 years he's been warning them, stay the fuck away. And when you say the fuck away when they're already almost surrounding you, if it weren't for Siberia, there'd be a full circle. And 15 years is enough time. And I think every year, no, you cannot put your ballistic missiles, but you cannot put them there. Because if I'd done that to you, you'd say you can't do that. And why are you treating me any different to you? Look at the Cuban Missile Crisis, classic example. And so when they pissed too far on his doorstep, he just went, no, fuck you. And everyone's like, oh, he's an evil. Well, what did they expect? He's been warning them for enough. Rags says, have it. Cancer screening tomorrow morning. Yes, Rags, give me a call if you want. I've got business meetings tomorrow, but if you want to chat before or after, hit me up, and I'm sure I can definitely find time if you just want to chat. I don't know how it works, but that's I'm there for you if you need me. Nice one on that donation, and good luck with that. Cheers, Bill. Right, I think we've got one more video. Thank you, Ragnar. What have we got here? Oh, I'll tell you what we've got. We've got a little collection of memes, which takes us nicely into the memes. It's just memes of the day. So it's a few memes, and then we'll get onto the memes. Video to still. Here we go. Memes are great. Wow. Wow. There you go. Little video of memes. Right, let's actually get on to the memes. Before we get on to the main memes, a lot of you, I've seen a few of you in the law tube. Johnny Depp took the witness stand again tonight, and I interrupted watching it to do this stream. That should get the grift through the roof, to be honest with you, because I've been absolutely glued to that trial. Not because I'm into celebrities, but I'm into culture, and there's there's a lot to be said about, one of the biggest celebrities on the planet and the whole legal system being on camera. But Dr. Curry, she's a psychiatrist, and my friend Kate Moss was on there earlier, and she looked stunning. Last time I saw Moss Shop, she was a little bit overweight, a little bit spotty, pissed out of her head. But, she's a hot bird, supermodel Kate Moss, if you needed me to tell you that. But when she come up on, I don't know, give me a 1 in the chat if you saw Kate Moss at the Johnny Depp trial. She was only on the screen for about 2 minutes. I mean, she's got to be about 44 now. She looked incredible. I even told Sadie Frost to tell her that she's looking incredible. I thought, might as well get a word in. But there's a Dr. Curry, and she took the witness stand again today. And there's one little clip that someone sent me. This was on the Scrubs lifeboat, but I also screenshotted this clip. A little bit of eye candy. Yeah, there you go. There's a few people who saw the old have a look at Dr. Curry. Dr. Curry is 43, if I remember rightly. One of the hottest birds I've ever seen. And I said this the other week. Not only has she got the looks, but she was so good at giving her testimony. She's a 10 out of 10 looker. She's a 10 out of 10 attitude and personality. And she has that very erotic pulling tension of the shirt. I mean, come on, help us out. I mean, please. Come on, Dr. Curry. She's so hot. Everyone loves Doctor. She's a madras, right? She's got to be a chicken file. And she absolutely smashed it as well today. She absolutely smashed it. So not a meme as such, but I think it's fair that we celebrate women. I've got a boner. Anyone else got wood? Right, let's get through these memes because it's getting on a bit. Let me just do this. Bosh, bang. We've got a load of memes here as well. I want to thank Rags and Kevin Keener again for supplying the majority of the memes and the majority of the clips. I do get a few myself, obviously, but with my busy schedule, we don't get these memes and clip streams without Rags and Kevin. Mr. MF dropped a 5-bit. He said, I can't wait for the midterm scrub stream. No, me neither, Mr. MF. It's going to be such an amazing celebration. Thank you for the Lady Godiva. Mike Collins, bless you, drops an Ayrton Senna. He says, order out of chaos using the left as bait. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mike. It's going to be good times. Those two donations go together well, actually. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mr. MF. Machano Caprashi Tito. Right, hang on. I've got one work message that I've got to have a look at. Yeah, right. I've just got that. I've got many business meetings tomorrow, and it could be the up or down of my business. Oh, Graham, it's been incredible. It's been a real spectacle, and it's been a real spectacle. Right, let's get on with some memery. We've had the memory. Hit me. Some of these memes I can't say anything about, but I think we can get away with just watching them. This is all right, though. We can get away with this one. Have a look at this. I'll move through these quite fast, but there you go. Breaking news. First family to be fully vaccinated against monkeypox announces deal with PG Tips. Hello, Dr. Jimmy. Good to see you. Oh, actually, Jimmy, you've reminded me because of Shell Bobs. Just a quick intervention. Listen, there's about 48 free traders. I'm getting messages from 2 or 3 of you daily. I've got to sell. I've lost 50%. I've lost 60%. You haven't lost anything. The market is volatile. The market always goes up. Keep putting your money in indexes every month, getting a little bit in there. Fortunes are made when the market crashes. If you're getting sticky, if you're getting itchy fingers, if you're getting itchy feet, go to my Telegram, look at the videos I've put on there. There's one video on there where the bloke says the way you get out of the pain of a stock market crash, and he's a professional investment advisor. He says, don't look at your free trade. If you've got a couple of £100 at the end of the month, get it on the S&P 500. If you've got a couple of quid at the end of the next month, put it on #VAUG. If you've got a couple of hundred, put it on the FTSE 100. Fortunes are made when the markets crash. They always come back. The markets always come back. And if the markets don't come back, you're going to have bigger problems in your stocks, because that's the end of civilization. So don't sit there looking at your free trade every day. At the end of the month, when you've got a few hundred or even 50 quid, get it on an index, spread it over 5 to 10 indexes, usual capers. If you want to know what index is, just email me. Don't stress. You haven't lost anything. This is when the market crashes. Yes, Mousecat, exactly. That's what I'm doing. And it does hurt. I look at all mine. Some of mine are down like 40, 50%. But when I put a couple of £100 on one of them, I know that in 5 years, when that's gone back up about 40, 50%, twice over, lovely, because I got that at half price. Fortunes are made when in stock market crashes. Now, don't be tempted. I've gambled on Tesla. That's my gamble. It used to be MSCI India, but I changed it to Tesla. So I am buying Tesla at the moment. I think it's very cheap. And I think, well, buy the dip and buy low. You can't time the market. You can't. No one can time the market. The thing is, you are sort of buying the dip, but if you were to put 5 grand on Tesla today, Tesla still might go down another 30%. So you can't time the market. Put a few quid on Tesla by all means, but it could still go down. Just a regular amount in your indexes. I always said when I first introduced you to this, I said 10 years. We're not traders. We don't trade stocks. We're long-term investors. And 10 years. Did you know if you go to the historical charts, over 20 years, you've got 100% chance of profiting. That video is on my Telegram. If you've got stocks, and I know that 40 odd of you have, because I know how to, when you join up Free Trade using mine, we both get a freebie. Don't sell. If you sell, A, you don't know what you bought in the first place, and B, you haven't listened to anything I've said. This is long term. Stocks, they're probably going to go down more. Does that mean I didn't buy some yesterday? No. Does that mean I won't buy some again? No. Because I can't time the market, because this is what happens if you try and time it. You're going to be on the internet going, is Tesla going to go down? Is Tesla going to go up? And they're going to say, well, Tesla is probably going to go down a bit further. Oh, I won't buy any then. I won't buy any. Oh, next month. Is Tesla going to go up? Is Tesla going to go down? Well, it could go down a bit more. Well, I won't buy any. And then one day it goes up 30%. And you're like, fuck. And you've lost 30% because you're waiting to time the market. We're not traders. Traders, only about 1% of institutional investors beat the S&P. About 1% of institutional investors beat the S&P. You can't time the market. Time in the market. So get your money in it. Don't look at it. 10 years' time, cash it in, retire. Lovely. Right, back to the memetrons. But don't panic. And until you've sold, you haven't lost any money. Right, here we go. Check this out. Well, it's day 275 of Build Back Better. Great. Willow's dollar cost averaging. I don't get involved in dollar cost averaging because to me, dollar cost averaging is just another weird way of trying to time the market. I mean, it works for some people. You know, I think there's the usual suspects, the indexes, the ETFs. Put your money on them, and just wait 10 years or 5 years or whatever. That's why no one's talking, because I don't stop. Anyway, next one. I originally saw Salty Cracker say this. I thought it was worth putting up. I can't believe it's monkeypox season already. I still haven't taken my Ukraine I still have my Ukraine decorations up. I saw Salty Cracker say that he's still got his Ukraine decorations up. I thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Okay, moving on. This is excellent. You know what, Mousecat? I read an article today saying that probably the same thing, saying that China won't have an economy in 10 years. It's funny how it works, isn't it? It was only a few months ago we were being told that the Chinese yuan was going to be the global reserve currency. Now we're hearing they won't have a fucking it's the same article, Mousecat. Well, you saw vid, but I read an article. Yeah, exactly that. They've got their demographic problems. They haven't got enough women. Apparently in China, I've got people on the ground in Shanghai and Beijing. They both say it's like one woman for every 6 men. You know, that all those Muslims that they've got in those lovely camps that they're force breeding with, that ain't an accident. There's a real shortage of women because they killed all the baby daughters because they didn't want them, because it was one you can have one child, and if it was a girl they were like, no, fuck that, we'll dump that one in the river and have another one. And China's in real trouble because of that. I mean, what a strangely self-imposed demographic replacement that is. Anyway, that's a cracking meme. That's great work. Unloved Otto says, luckily men can have babies. Yeah, they'll sort themselves out. Problem though, Unloved Otto, is that China isn't woke. So they'll probably can't do that. I don't know how that works. Will says that a shortage of women sounds like him at the moment. Hello, Celtic. Good to see you, son. Nice one. Yeah, hello, Matt. Yeah, I suppose so. I always forget that. Billy's dropped another £3 and he says Putin should watch his backside. The CCP might stab him in it. They're only frenemies. They still have territorial disputes with China. Sino-Soviet border conflict, 1969. Yeah, I mean, who wants to be friends with commies, even if you're a communist? Or especially if you're a communist. Nice one, Billy, for another donation. That's a cracking meme. I'll zoom in so you can see the top one there. There's our NCP. There's old William G and his little box, and and there's all your friends from school. Yeah, Pax Max, good to see you. It's a great point, actually. Pax Max says the one-child policy was as successful as these damn birds. Let's kill them all. Yeah, they with the birds. For people who don't know, it was part of the 4 pests. They had the 4 olds, which were 4 old things they wanted to get rid of: street names, statues. Yeah, sound familiar? And the 4 pests was when they were they wanted to get rid of the birds, the rats, I think it was the birds, the rats, a couple of other pests. So they got all the Chinese to go out in the streets and bang their saucepans so the birds wouldn't land. And the birds flew around until it killed them from heart attack, and they fell to the floor. And all the little commies had to take all their dead birds to the commune leader. And the more dead birds you had in your pan, the more respect you got from your commie leader. Now, it was a bit of a short-sighted understanding of how the food chain works, because the reason they killed all the birds was because they thought the birds were eating all the rice crops. But once they killed all the birds, all the insects had free reign of those rice crops, and they just ate the country. Oh, another communist plan where everyone's starved. Like when you can't regulate the value of your resources. Good call, Pax Max. All right, moving on. Memetronic, let's go. Have a dime. No comment. History. These days, it ain't history is gonna laugh at you. It's contemporary is gonna laugh at you. Exactly that, Ryan. I mean, what it was. You know, the thing is, the thing about Mao's China was, I think it's important to understand. In Mao's China, they must have known that they weren't stupid to know that ain't going to work. You can't remove an element of the food chain and think that, you know, you can't take 4 pests out and think all the others are going to just rebalance. It's almost as if they thought, if we kill 60 million of our population, we can start again, and by about 2000 be one of the most prosperous nations on the planet. It's almost like it was planned. I'd never say that because, you know, that would be naughty, wouldn't it? Yeah, look into that, people. Look into the 4 olds and the 4 pests. It'll blow your mind. There's a couple of other things in 4s that made no sense, but the taking down of statues, the renaming of roads, and getting rid of old people, the 4 olds. This fantastic meme. I can't say anything about it because of his flag, but that's incredible. Fantastic memery. Right, let's move on. I wasn't joking when I had an absolute... Oh, I'll have to give you this in 2 parts. There you go. They aren't arresting Ghislaine Maxwell's clients because they are Ghislaine Maxwell's clients. Look at his boat race. Great stuff. Great stuff. One day I'll get a slideshow and we'll do this properly. Right, this is brilliant. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. NPCs and Wojaz have been the most amazing things. There you go. Hello, John. John has told me the S is silent in Ghislaine. John, I've been streaming for over 3 hours. In 3 hours, I've probably spoken about 40,000 words. Can I get 1 or 2 wrong, please? Is that all right? Oh, I just burped as well. Here we go. Have a look at this. Fantastic memery. People, there'll probably be flying cars in 2023. People in 2023. I'll tell you what that reminds me of. The Grapes of Wrath. If anyone's read Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath, spoiler alert, but I was only pulling your fluff, John. I was only throwing bollocks at you. if you haven't read Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath, you really should. But if you have read it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there you go. Another little picture of communism for you. Paxmax says, well, it clearly ain't Ghislaine. Planet X went for the same one. Good call, good call. Anyway, moving on. I can't really talk about this, but you know, just enjoy your tax dollars for a minute there. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Oh, yeah, I'll make it a bit bigger. Good. I mean, there's no problems in America at the moment. People are all right filling their cars. There's no problems. That's just wonderful. That's great. That's fucking great. Just give it all away. Why again? Why? There was another way of doing it. Don't build NATO bases. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that, I don't think, because that suggests it was their fault. But I don't think it was them. I think it was, yeah, look, and then add that at the bottom, look. I mean, feel that in the bollocks, really, look. All the people that got absolutely shafted over the coof. Look at that, and then look at that. Are you joking? Fucking hell. This lot of comics, aren't they? They're absolute comedians. Oh, guess what? We'll get back to that in a minute. Guess what? You know Jock. If people are into Judge Dredd and Batman, you'll know the illustrator Jock. I spoke to him the other day, and I found out that he'd illustrated in his first one. It's called what is it? Bollocks. It's called something like, it's called The Dark Knight. Hang on. Oh, that's it. One Dark Knight. So Jock is he does the Judge Dredd and the Batman. He does the drawings for him, and Wolverine. I told you the story when he gave my girlfriend one of his original panels. And I found out that he's done his first one where he's drawn it and written the story, and it's called One Dark Knight, and Night is spelled with a K. It's a Batman story, and it's there's a power cut in Gotham City, right? And I thought, well done, Jock. He's a mate of mine. So I emailed him. I said, oh, Jock, I've just found out you've done your first writing and drawing. I said, well done. I'm proud of you. And he said, oh, I'll send you a copy, which is what I wanted him to do. And then he said, also, a few years back, he said, they done me a hardback of all my colour plates. He said, I'll send you that as well. So I've got a lovely couple of signed editions of Jock stuff coming through, which is amazing. Amazing. That sounds like a wicked little plan for a Batman story, doesn't it? It's called One Dark Knight, and there's a blackout in Gotham, the power cut in Gotham. I know I'm 50 years old, but he's my mate, so I've got to read it. Anyway, back to the Memetrons. Hello, Sensen. See you strolling on in here. Nice to see you. Here we go. I mean, take your eyes off the screen if you're feeling a bit, check it. I am once again asking you to not tap on the glass. She's an unfortunate looking thing, isn't she? Lumi, you must know Jock. Yeah, well, I can't really ask for more, but I'll certainly show you him on a stream. I know that's not exactly the same. Right, only a few more people, but we've got some crackers here. Notice she's done the off. Have you seen the bird they've replaced her with? IQ of 7. look at old Jen Balsaki working in a drive-through. You want lies with that? Sensum is 23 months on the firm. I never see him here, bless him. I watch him on his channel. I love his takes. That's very nice to know, Sensum. He's popped in to say hello and tell us that. An absolute pleasure. Nice one, Sensum. Great call. Good work with the stream as well. I do enjoy it. Yeah, Ryan. She's a diversity hire through and through. I'm calling it now, Ryan. She doesn't last 3 weeks. She can't do it. Have you seen her? She cannot do it. She's not bright enough. She's not clever enough. She hasn't got the ability to fend off difficult questions. She hasn't got the ability to distract, and she's stupid. She won't last a month, that woman. She's a diversity hire. And like Kamala, who we saw speaking to 3-year-olds earlier, I'll give her a month. But again, you know, leading up to the midterms, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it won't matter because they've got nothing. Oh, hang on a minute. Are you sure, Billy? She's already been demoted. Because a couple of weeks ago, I said I'll give her 2 weeks. And when I just modified it because I thought, oh, I called that wrong. But are you now telling me she's already not got Ballsacky's old job? Are you sure, Bill? Oh no. She's already gone. That's amazing. That's amazing. So she lasted about 8 days. John B says they've already called in some slimy chap to replace her, or at least appear from time to time. She's getting shunted. Look, Lumi's on. Hello, Lumi, by the way. Pax Max is 8 months on the firm as well. I must have really pushed becoming a member on this day because we've had about 5 people come round. What? That's incredible. That is incredible. Oh, okay. Oh, nice one, Mousecat. We'll have a look at that. Hang on. I haven't got a lot of time. We might have to have a look at that tomorrow because it's 53 minutes. Oh, that's that video of the article I watched. All right, good call, Mousecat. Mousecat just dropped a tenner in. There's no real message, but it says Peter Zeihan, Collapse of Globalization, Population and the World Order. I'll put the link. It's a 53-minute video, but this is what Mousecat was just talking about. And I said I read an article about it. There's people saying that China won't have an economy in like 5 to 10 years. And I think Mousecat said that video said about, I think Mousecat said a couple of years. Can you confirm, Mousecat? There you go, people. That's the video that Mousecat's just put up about this, you know, China's demographic problem. And they really are in trouble. Like I said, I've got people on the ground in Beijing and Shanghai, and they're like, it's big problems. Oh, hang on a minute. Hello, Linda, darling. Nice to see you. John B, 16 months on the firm. I don't see him in here, so that's much appreciated, Rags. I can't believe that bird's gone already. Well, I can, but that's what I can't believe. I can't believe. That's incredible. That's such diversity goodness. No, you're a black lesbian. You can do it. No, you can do it. No, you can't. You can't. And it's not because she's black or because she's a lesbian she can't do it. That's not why she can't do it. It's just because... Hello, Truth Seeker. Doocy ruined her career with 2 questions. I could believe it at all. I could absolutely believe it. Yes, Mr. Giles would have tapped without a doubt. Still would. Absolutely gorgeous. Hello, Murph Baron. Good to see you. Where are we? 3 hours. Planet X Hunter just went, she was shite. It is racist, Sakina. I think so. It's a duck, but I might have to cancel because I've got some business meetings. I'm gonna have to. No, I probably won't have to cancel. I might just have to move it. Oh fuck! I forgot about that. 6 o'clock. I've got a business meeting my time. Oh no, I think we're going to be fine. No, yeah, I think I'm doing it tomorrow. Yeah. We just haven't organised anything. I think I'm doing it tomorrow. I've just got to work out how to do it. So yeah, people, Bard stream tomorrow night. Me and Spiritualized and a bit of Sid Barrett and a bit of Leonard Cohen. He's Jewish, so if you don't like that, you know, maybe not come. What? Right, let's get on with a few more of these. Nice one, Chris. Hey, oh, you are lurking. Mousecat says that link I sent in is not doom and gloom. It's actually positive. Yeah, that article I read was as well. It was kind of interesting. Good call, Mousecat. I've put the link in the chat. I'll put it in again because I know what happens to links. But I obviously can't watch 53 minutes now. And thank you for the donation, Mousecat. It's much appreciated. And Ayrton Senna. Nice one, Chris. Hey. Yay. Right, let's get on with more of these. Yeah, Bard stream. I'll advertise it tomorrow. I'll probably do a stream in the day once I've got all the timing and that sorted out, and I'll let you know when I'll be doing that Bards. I think it's tomorrow anyway. Right, let's get back to these. I've only got a few more. God, I've got to go to sleep. This is oh God, are we crashing? Is it crashed? It's crashed. It's crashed. Please, camera action. Hardcore feminists have become outraged by the portrayal of Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi, especially after she strangled one of them. That's a cracking meme. It's cracking. Oh, okay, Rags. It's been postponed. All right, no drama. That's taken a right load of stress off my bonds because I've got so much work to do tomorrow. Great. I'm not doing it tomorrow, people. Hello, Ultra Mega Essex. he's only changed it to Ultra Mega Essex, boy. Good to see you, son. No worries, Rags. That's a real relief, to be honest with you. I would have done it. I would have found time, but it's better not. Talking of Batman. That's very kind of you, Cadljar Newman. You need to get your life together and having a blessed day. Well, I'm all right with my life, but you have a blessed day too. There you go. I must go now. Gotham needs me. Incredible work. I don't need to read that out, do I? Exactly, Lumi. Everyone loves a cancellation. Hello, Jack. Good to see you, mate. Well, we're just cleaning up with the memes, mate. I've been going for 3.5 hours. I've got to get some kit. I started work at 9 this morning. And it's now 2:15 in the morning. Yeah, I can't read this one out for the obvious reasons, but I think you get the idea. I usually press mute when I'm hitting the vape. I know it's not the nicest sound, but when I'm doing the memes, it's too much hassle. So there you go. I mean, I know it's just a pretty funny animal picture, but that's a classic animal picture. Let's be honest. Yes, Jack. Good call. Actually, I might have to get some agua down me. I've done about 4 liters since we've been doing this. Yeah, it's been a good stream, Mega Essex boy. I think you'll enjoy it, mate. Hello, what's the name? It took me a few times to get that earlier, but I got it in the end. I used to be blonde as well, when I was like 3. This is very good as well. It reminds me of the old, don't wee in the pool. There's something in the water that makes it come out blue. There never was, but I think that's quite a cool sign. It also reminds me of one in the chat, if you remember when 4chan, pools closed is the meme. 4chan invaded this kids online game, and all their characters was this black bloke with a massive afro and a grey suit, and they all formed into a swastika and stopped the kids from getting in the swimming pool. And every time you went up to them, they said "pool's closed." And it went on to real life. People were putting posters up on swimming pools with a picture of this afro bloke in his grey suit saying "pool's closed." Absolute. The glory years of 4chan. You had that. You had the eye damp. You had the chasing fucking Shia St. James. I think that's a porn star. Wicked slip. Shia LaBeouf chasing his "He Will Not Divide Us" flag around. They were glorious days. I think Pole's a little bit diluted these days. It's like, yeah, okay, he's a Jew, I get it. That's a horrible image, isn't it? Hang on, let me get rid of that banner so you can see it. You all got that? Good, good, good. We're counting down the last few now. This is the old wood chipper. Shocking stuff. Shocking stuff. Craig McLean says, "Are you Dwayne Johnson? If you want, I'll be anything for you, baby." I'll tell you what, Ryan, I haven't done porn for a couple of years, but Shyla Styles was one of the best. She done the right thing, though. She done the right thing. She made an absolute packet and got out of the game. You know, Shyla Styles, she only done about 3 years porn. She only done about 3 years. Another one is Sylvia Saint. When I was a teenager, Sylvia Saint was like my dream girl after Joe Guest. Let the Queen remains at the top. But yeah, Shyla Styles didn't do much. She done too much. She done too much. Anyway, moving on. Where are we? Where are we? Ah, you know what? I've been a bit tempted for the old porn recently. I'll be honest with you. My libido's gone through the roof. Classic meme. The problem with the porn is, like I say, it's over 2 years now. But the problem with it is, when you're an internet person like I am, I work in e-commerce, I'm a YouTuber. Colt, have you not ever seen my video? Joe Guest should have been my wife. I met her. I got off with her. Joe fucking Guest. It was all on until Charlie arrived. Yeah. You know how much I hate cocaine? Well, that's the real root of it. I could have married that bird. Giant Guest. Fucking hell. I'll never forgive cocaine for that. I'll never forgive it. Anyway, that's a cracker. Moving on. Nearly there, people. The contradictions of late corporatism, eh? Unloved Otto's 3 months off. Good work, man. Good work. Yeah, people, yeah, I think that's her age, not how long she was doing porn for. If you haven't seen my video, Joe Guest Should Be My Wife, it's a cracking story, an absolute cracker. I was up at TFI Friday with Chris Evans and Melinda Messenger. It was all going so well. It was another one of those stories that ended up with me walking back to Dartford with my dole book in my back pocket after hanging out with the great and the good. Hello, Josh. Right, people, I want to thank everyone who's donated. I want to thank special thanks to Kevin Keener and Rags for providing the clips and the memes. The majority of them, I do get busy with a couple myself, of course. I want to thank Steve Cray and Rags for looking after the place. And I want to thank all of you lot for sticking by it. Now, if there's anyone new in here or hasn't been here for a while, I have got a Substack. Link in the description. There's 16 short stories in there. I'll never monetize it. You can go along there, put your email in. You can read all the other 16 without putting your email in. But if you put your email in, any new ones I write, which is about one a month, will be emailed straight to you. It's a really good way of supporting this channel because it supports my writing. And if you support my writing, you're my best friend. They're cracking stories. Loads of brilliant comments on them. One of them's now had 9,500 reads. Whatever happened to Hunting, I think it's on 9,500. So that's good stuff. Yeah, Billy, check it out. It's called something like that. But if you just search Dangerfield Joe Guest, you'll find it. Or search my channel or something like that. And I want to thank all of you lot for getting busy and chatting and engaging and all that. But please get on my Substack. That is a really good way of keeping me sweet. I am going to play a bit of music. It will give you a couple of minutes to chuck some more filthy lucre at the grift. No worries if you don't want to or can't, or just fuck it. It's been 3.5 hours. I've enjoyed it. You've enjoyed it. Next streams we'll have a chill stream. Then we'll have a call in. I can't do these ones all the time. This took me 2.5 hours to prepare. I've been doing it for 3.5 hours. So that's been 6 hours grafting. So you can understand why I don't do too many of these. And without Kevin and Rags' help, it would be another 2 hours. So we'll have a few chill streams, a couple of call-ins, and then we'll do another one of these next week. This is New Shoes, and get on my Substack. I'll put your messages on the screen as the music plays. If you think it sounds like me singing, and if you think it's like a 90s song, it is me singing, and it is from the 90s. Ta-ta, bless you all. And let's all send good vibes to Rags for his scan tomorrow.
I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me, baby, I only tell lies cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues.
That is so sad.
I'm knackered, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human. Happy, it won't be long before we cave in. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the blues. Don't worry about my heroin addiction, it's only slight. I need you, love you, and I feel the same again tonight. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues.
Little bit of mutation at the end there. Now go on, piss off down your own end before I give you a click round your ear. Hoit!